Yeah,
It
but
says it.
the
It
stuff that
clearly says it, Haskell. It
you
says it's a
sound.
privilege of the royal family, Haskell. That's what it says.
Am I the only one having trouble hearing him? He sound like
No, I can hear
underwater.
him loud and clear.
He in the airport. He in the
In
airport,
the
so it's gonna
airport,
be kind of
man.
muffled. He making
Yeah,
moves.
it says it says it's a
Logic.
privilege of the royal family. Like that's what it says. I mean,
Yeah, what
you would
did
have to
but
debunk that
what
before
those
you move on to
archaeologists
something else.
cited
You trying to
what
debate
they what
Chris on this
they
topic?
what
No,
they
that
cited what the
and so
archaeologists cited as
Chris says that
evidence though.
there's no human sacrifice in ancient Egypt. So I said, cool, we're gonna do it on the Old Kingdom. There's no human sacrifice in the Old Kingdom. I'm gonna let you have your argument, and I'll make mine. That's what so far. That's what I have with
They
Chris,
still
unless he
that's
disagrees
kind of
with that as a
that's what
title.
they kind of
Why
That's
looking
all
at.
I got.
y'all saying it like that though?
Saying like what?
The
Like
old
what?
kingdom is Egypt. You don't have to parse that. Don't get these niggas wiggle room logic. You know what I
That
mean?
ain't no
If
wiggle
they
room.
no, if they
No,
say there's
no,
no human sacrifice in Egypt, don't put
no,
no
no, no,
don't
Sid.
put no time frame on it. Let them dig
No,
their
Ooh,
own
that's a
grave.
good point. That's a
no,
good
but Chef,
point. That's a good
do it.
point.
You got to do it like that because the only
No, you
so-called
don't.
evidence. Listen to what I'm saying. The only so-called evidence they have concerns about three kings, and they're all
Mhm.
in the first. They're all in the first dynasty.
Ain't
So
that
there's
And
Egypt?
even
no.
if they
Hold on.
are, they're still
Hold
Egypt.
on. Hold on. This is what I'm saying though. There's no precedence for it, right? There's no evidence of the practice prior to that in Egypt, and there's no evidence of the practice after that. So you gotta restrict it to that. If you're talking about 3,000 years of history, you can't
No,
say
no. He don't have to restrict it to nothing. If he's saying, if they're saying, if y'all are saying, or he's saying, Chris is saying that there's no human sacrifice in Egypt, that encompasses the whole motherfucking dynastic period.
Pre-dynastic,
No,
the
no,
that's
I
what
whole
I'm
said
saying.
thing.
the dynastic period. Old
Yeah,
Kingdom is the dynastic period.
Okay, so let
That's
me
not
let me ask let me ask this question, and if Chris is there, you can answer this. How are you defining human sacrifice? If Chris ain't there, Logic, you can answer that.
that's a good question.
Without giving
I
too
think
much
that
of
would
your
be
argument.
a better. I think that needs to be all those details do need to be ironed out. How is he defining human sacrifice? Is it a human sacrifice in a ritualistic aspect as it pertains to the gods of the ancient kingdom, which would be Sets, or any of the gods of Egypt? Are they promoting a ritualistic sacrifice in which the people have deified the humans being sacrificed as a, once again, religious practice? Is it something that was common? Is it something being interpreted wrong by Christian writers? Wink, wink. How are you defining this here? Because what I heard you doing on YouTube, I like, this ain't good enough. And Joey was somebody said it right. I said, Joey just too green for this. I said, he was being very religious with this, and he started begging the question, and you started begging the question. And it could have been answered had I been on that panel, and I could have just showed you, no, it's not, and here's why. Citing Wikipedia and Chat GPT as a source without first cross-referencing the citations is going to get you in trouble, especially against somebody like me. I'm just being honest with you. There's a method with me with this, and I've studied the Old Kingdom. I don't study the 18th dynastic period. The Old Kingdom, where all this is all where it all begins at. You know what I'm saying? So it's an easy argument for me. I've had this argument before, and I'm more than willing to put up that argument for you. So, how are you defining sacrifice?
I think that was a good definition, a ritualistic killing. Right? I think that is a good way to define because you got a purpose for the killing of that kid. You can't say it's just for no reason. It's to the it's a part of the religion. It's a ritual. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that you know what you're saying right now, but I don't disagree with that.
Okay, when you want to this up?
Yeah, y'all don't want to have like a show, having a conversation about like the topic, maybe
I would like
getting.
it. I would like for it to be on my. Yeah, I would like for it to be aired on my channel, where it could be in front of a no disrespect to you guys in the Carnivorous podcast, but I want it to be in front of a large audience too, so everybody could see me, so I can get everybody behind this debate to support it. So I could dog walk in for a little while,
What if y'all double stream it?
like a leash.
What do you use, Chris?
We can double stream it.
What do you use?
I use StreamYard.
Okay,
I
then
use
we could
StreamYard.
we could double stream it.
Yeah, that'll be
And
fine.
actually, you ain't even got to say no disrespect. I appreciate the fact that you give us access to your crowd. So that's no disrespect. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to sit up here and make it look like, hey, y'all got a small crowd.
No, but you're
That's
supposed
full
to.
blown
Hold on, no.
light skin. That's HIV
Big Bang,
light skin, nigga.
fuck all that. Big Bang take Little Bang. Your crowd is bigger than ours. We appreciate that you're giving us access to the crowd. Just keep it real simple.
Yeah, as long Melvin's gonna have to moderate this thing, though.
What?
You're gonna have to moderate it, Melvin. Shit, get your ass involved.
Go ahead, Melvin.
That's crazy.
No. It's actually better.
Get your ass on there to moderate it.
No, I mean, I'm
be good moderators.
I
It
just
takes somebody that's knowledgeable to be the moderator. Like I didn't even feel comfortable talking about this.
Melvin ain't knowledgeable.
No.
He the most knowledgeable motherfucker up here.
No,
Mel Cole.
What logic is saying is that normally it would be like somebody on the team to be the moderator, but Mel got the most knowledge. It would make sense for him to be the moderator. That's what I'm saying.
Mel is the human.
That's what Brass is saying. What I'm saying is you just spent the last 2 minutes telling us about how good your methodology is and how much you know, only for you to defer to Mel. That, to me, that was funny. Go ahead.
No comment, yo. I guess I'm moderating.
Yeah, I don't know how he was trying to draw an equivalency there. I didn't get that one.
What Mel
Okay,
was
cool.
doing.
You still got to deal with me in the debate.
I tried to get out, they pulled me right
No, it's good. Mel's a good choice. I want to have Mel there. It'd be nice if he could. So maybe we should schedule this with Mel, right? If we can figure out how we can get Mel involved, so we have a backstop, so people can't get too crazy with their claims.
If I'm involved, I'm gonna need those premises fine-tuned because this topic is still very vague. So
that's fair. So like what so I'm not gonna go as far as to call the smiting scenes ritualistic killings. I understand how that's problematic.
I'm not asking you to give your argument out. I'm saying we need to fine-tune the argument. That way there's a clear negative, a clear affirmative, and then it'll make for a good show for the audience.
Yeah. I'm taking the affirmative in this, and I'm telling you there was none.
I think you guys should have a show, clearing that up, have it on both platforms, and then not give away your argument. Please understand that. But at least fine-tuning, making it clear exactly where you disagree with the subject. I think if you do that first, it'll get people engaged. People will want to be, in tune for the debate, and then set up the debate.
And by the way, Chris, we could have fun. You could throw some jabs. I don't even give a fuck about being fat, nigga. I know I'm fat. But at the same time, matter of fact, you can call yourself sexy too. I give you all that, but don't call me no bitch, nigga. Dead serious. We all for that. It just can't be that. We good, and we could do it. Like we could go up there and have fun.
Oh no, it's all good. Like I said, I apologize. That wasn't you.
Not do that.
It was one big misunderstanding. Yeah, no. It was just one big misunderstanding. That's all.
Yeah.
That's why I say, just as a man first,
I'm giving you space to be you.
I know fat niggas can dance a little bit. I know y'all can dance a little bit.
Yeah. Hell yeah, fat niggas can dance. So look, I'm giving you your space and talk your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go up there and have your fun.
If defensive women ain't teach you shit,
do your thing.
So I gotta get a hold of my local. I gotta get a hold of my local Egyptologist and tell him a sub-Saharan wants to debate me. and we'll work it out from there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I ain't helping either of y'all out with
Oh,
this, and y'all on your own.
No problem. All right.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Logic, I got everything you need, bro. So whenever you want to, you ain't even gotta wait long for this, Logic. I got
all right.
everything you need on this motherfucker.
You
That's
gonna get that man
what.
fucked up.
I
Hey,
still got
Lodge,
some of the files
don't
from
do that.
both of
that
y'all
class
should
right now
have.
too on my phone.
Both,
Hey, if you
both of
don't
y'all
get in on
should have
Chef
already.
Egyptological knowledge, nigga, you gonna get yourself fucked up. Do not listen
Hey,
to Chef.
both of y'all should already have access to the library
I
though, but
doubt
it's
you.
not. Yeah.
Chef gonna
That's
send you off,
it's so
Lodge.
easy. It's so easy, right? The you know what? I just go
And
ahead.
see what's
Go
gonna
ahead and
get
do
you
it, yo. It's
fucked
too
up.
easy, yo.
What's gonna get
These
you
niggas,
fucked up.
these
Going
niggas
in that
is
position
bluffing.
sleep.
Hey, Logic, these niggas is bluffing, yo. Trust
No,
me.
it's even
I'm
worse than
not
that,
gonna
Oh,
Chef.
bluff
They
you,
really
yo.
believe that, man. They actually believe they right. It's worse.
that arrogance and complacency. Being
Man, these
arrogant
niggas
and
is bluffing, yo.
complacent. You being arrogant and complacent is gonna get that man
Tell
fucked
these
up.
niggas on Wikipedia. These niggas don't go
I'm
past
saying,
Wikipedia, yo.
we're talking
I'm
about
telling you,
Wikipedia.
Haskell, why you can't even write what you're doing
these
right now,
niggas
Haskell.
can't even get past Wikipedia on this
Haskell,
shit,
my
yo.
brother out of Baltimore,
Right,
smart.
right.
Not even him, really logic.
Listening to
I'm
these niggas, man.
telling him that Chef ain't equipped, and Chef just admitted it. Chef let you know he coming from it on some wiki shit, and that's gonna get that man fucked off.
No,
Y'all
it's
tripping.
no,
It
it's
actually
not.
is that easy though. Y'all
Hey,
tripping.
hey, so
No,
save,
it's not.
save this. Hey, so look, save this
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
debate. The question I want to ask is, when do you guys be ready for the first show?
So
Bet you
the
on
first
your
show
channel tonight.
for me Tuesday. Let's do Tuesday on that first.
Because he on a plane, so like he can't do it tonight.
Hey, no, but they already agreed on like 2.5 weeks or so.
Yeah, nigga, I
Logic
ain't been
already.
home in over 6 months,
This
yo.
shit don't take
I'm about to go enjoy
this shit don't take, man.
myself.
This shit is an hour, yo.
You see, Chef, that
Yeah,
nigga that
yeah,
hyped
that's
you up
that's
is that big ass 6'5" bouncer, dog. Man, that nigga,
Man, y'all niggas is
man,
tripping, yo.
the
but
popcorn bus,
Haskell,
man.
Haskell,
Y'all,
like for real, dog. This particular subject, though. This particular subject.
Oh, Chef
Come
ain't,
on
Chef
now.
ain't, Chef ain't,
Only thing
Chef
that
ain't
makes me
with it.
kind of won't do it earlier is that I know Chris Harris got legs though. We
Talking
already
about with
seen him use them too. You know, that's the only thing that makes me want to do it. That's about it. Like for real, I really have not been home since Christmas. I want to go home in for the next 4 days.
Chef basically saying you could just Google up some shit right quick and get a
yep,
nigga out the way.
yep.
And that's how you
But
fucked up. That's
for
how you
this
get
subject, though,
No,
Haskell. For this subject, come on now.
yes,
He kind of
yes,
can.
beat down that man leg playing, dog. I'm telling you,
how?
man, you don't know no better. Smalls, you
Oh,
don't know no better, but I'm telling you, he gonna get that man
Okay,
get shit
okay.
beat down his leg playing.
Well, did you know more than I do? Because I thought this was a settled subject. I've
it's
heard
settled.
people.
It is
No,
small. It is.
I've heard people argue why they had
For how
the
long?
sacrifices. Or
Yeah.
how long? I've never heard nobody argue that they didn't have them though. That's wild. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but listen, let's look at the same time too with this Egypt shit. Motherfuckers, it's a consensus that a bunch of motherfuckers with one series and two series here because of hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. This is the consensus, right? The idea that a bunch of people with 1 to 2 series here, the Zahir Was and all them that straight here, they saying that back then 3,000, 4,000 years ago, that was the predominant majority, and because of a plague of lice. All these motherfuckers with 1 to 2 series here just decide let's go get a bunch of Nubian wigs and 3 and 4 series here and put it on our head. And that was nationwide. Niggas believe that stupid shit. So that's how I know niggas gonna get they self fucked over, thinking they could just Google up and
That ain't even make sense.
It didn't. That's
Nigga
how
brought up
stupid
the wigs to talk about sacrifice. That was crazy.
Right? Like what the fuck?
this shit sound. It don't make no sense, dog.
Oh
It's
shit!
a consensus in Egyptology that the majority of them people was running around in wigs. And not only was they running around in wigs, they was running around in wigs because most of them had straight hair because that's the type of hair type that get lice, right? So that
More
sets up the
prevalent,
premise that
right?
the predominant majority of the population was some straight head motherfuckers, right? And because of lice, 80 to 90% of these people shaved off their straight hair and went and got a bunch of nigga hair. Stupid shit. The reason why it doesn't make sense is because it's fucking stupid. And that's what I'm telling you. It's a lot of little shit like that in Egyptology that is considered consensus that's fucking stupid and illogical. And I'm telling
Well,
you, if
it was an ancient culture, so those people wasn't as bright as us, and they had
you
wild customs.
if
So
you
of course, a lot of that shit can
if
look
you
stupid to you in 20.
that shit
Somebody
is
talking?
completely implausible, dog. You telling me a bunch of
I
motherfuckers was
thought I was talking.
that's implausible, bruh.
I get that. Listen, that's to you in 2025.
That's to
With the shit.
any sensible
No,
adult.
no. Listen. In 2025, half of the shit that they did back then would be repulsive to us now. Like, do you get that?
I'm
You
not
talking
talking about
about,
the report, Chef. I'm
so
not talking about the report.
if they had wild customs, asshole, that
No, it's not
okay, it might not make sense to
why.
you now. That don't mean
Yeah,
that those
I'm
people ain't do stupid shit.
contesting it on a logistical basis, not about how weird or strange the
So
customs are.
where's the logistical basis that 90% of the Egyptian population wore Nubian wigs?
Was run.
You made that up.
So Chris
You
Harris, can you hear me?
you made that up, Haskell.
Yeah,
Listen,
you going off the rails a little bit. Half. Hey,
is
but Chris
that
Harris, is Tuesday good for you, Chris Harris?
the idea is that wig use was ubiquitous in ancient Egypt. So you could try to lock into the number as a little tactic, but you know what I'm getting at. The
No,
idea
headdresses and wigs, they did do that.
in consensus Egyptology, they teach that wig use in Egypt was ubiquitous. True or not true?
Yeah, that's because they had a lice problem. But it wasn't
Bullshit.
all Nubian wigs, though.
Bullshit.
It wasn't all Nubian wigs, though.
But look, I'm sidetracking these people thing. I was just bringing that up as an example of
Chris
how
Harris left in there.
some implausible shit they'll take, and just like this with this burial shit, right? They say because there was a continuous roof, even though the remains of the roof ain't there no more, right? Because it was one contiguous roof over all the graves, that's evidence of the fact that they were all buried at the same time. I'm like, that's the evidence of them being buried simultaneous? That's flimsy. And you niggas not reading into the details of that shit and looking into it. You just reading some shit from an expert and it's regurgitating it. And I'm telling you, that's gonna
So
get you fucked
so
up.
why so if the only way in, if the entrance is sealed and the only way in was through the roof, why would we keep tearing down the roof and rebuilding it every time we was gonna bury somebody else? It sounds like it was one mass grave. You get that? Like they was all done at the same time. That's why they're saying that.
Look, do you understand that it wasn't even those
See?
graves were found with a roof intact?
See?
There was no roof. So how would they're making the extrapolation that there was once upon a time a roof that was
Right.
that was overall. So there was even no roof found.
What are y'all talking
I,
about?
I don't the grave
The burials
from
at Abydos because
from
that
Abydos
the Abydos burials is the entire width and breadth of what
complex.
they used
Right.
to substantiate the idea of these retainer sacrifices. It's Aha, Jer, and Ka.
Yeah,
Them
it
three
was a
pharaohs
dynastic family. It was the one. It was the first dynasty. Yeah, so it was a
was
family. So
Yeah, no, but I'm saying though, they didn't even find no roof on them graves, though. That's number one, right? They postulated that it was wooden, that it was a wooden roof. I guess because there are like wooden remains and all of that shit. But they don't know if all of that wooden roof was built all at one time or separately. They can't make that inference because there was no roof found.
So Haskel, why did they start using shotguns then? What was the point of
Huh?
it? I said, why did they start using shotguns then? What was the thing?
Why did they, as far as like having a central like a monarch and then having
No, I
surrounding?
said the little shotgun dolls they started burying people with. Why did they do that?
Why did they start burying? But your question presumes that like retain a sacrifice is a foregone conclusion. For me, I'm not accepting the premise to begin with. So how can I even answer that question?
That's why we ain't debating. That's crazy.
You got to answer the question even with your premise. Like you could take your premise and try to answer the question. That's fine, but answer the question.
The premise either. He's saying it never happened. There were no retainer sacrifices. And Logic's question to me just a while ago is, okay, how is there never proof of retainer sacrifices if later on they stopped doing it? Huh? What kind of
Logic, ask these niggas which one of them are Egyptologists.
Yeah, which one of y'all is the expert on all of this?
What the fuck?
Which one of who?
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, you
niggas talking about?
You jump from wigs to the grays to the shockies, and all three of them is different articles, right? He don't agree with none of them. What can you show Haskell at that point, bro? You basically gave Haskell three different agreed upon points in Egyptology, and he just don't mess with one of them.
Egyptologists are all in one accord. It's a bunch of Egyptologists that don't agree with that.
They're in one accord to do what? Like what's they trying to do?
Huh?
I'm saying what they trying to do. They in accord to do what?
No, I said in accord. I said
No,
Chef.
I'm just saying, what is the purpose of them doing it?
Please fasten driver's. No, that's a counter Chef's argument about me being an Egyptologist. How that is relevant at all, I don't even know. None of us are Egyptologists, right? We're looking at the evidence presented.
He said that because he just gave you the arguments of several different Egyptologists.
We're both looking at the evidence and data collected by these archaeologists and coming to our conclusions based on that. So pointing out that I'm not an Egyptologist, I mean, that's just a rabbit. That's just rabbit punching, though. Like,
let me tell you how bad what you actually doing is.
Yeah, but I don't want to keep speaking on it though. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't want to hit on points that Chris might be thinking about getting on. So I'm gonna just go ahead. I
think you lost track of what the whole exercise was, bro. Like the whole exercise was about returning Africans to the human family. Right? Everybody in the world started their kingship off with human sacrifice, and you trying to remove this human element from the African. It's like you are doing the complete opposite of what it's supposed to be. You want it to be we all, you know what I'm saying? We are human too. Like that is a part of the whole thing. You're taking them out of the process. You're trying to paint them above all the rest of the humans. You're trying to can we be humans too? Remember we were fighting for that, right? Like that's what it's really all about.
I'm just don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions.
I'm
right?
not making that up. I'm saying like that's what it's really about.
I'm going where the evidence takes me, and I'm rating the strength of the evidence, right? And to me,
where does the evidence take you?
You have evidence of those type of practices in other African societies that I wouldn't push back against, right? It's a lot more demonstrable. It's in the actual the mythology of those particular people is documented, right? It's in the oral tradition. Like there's no There's no depictions of this supposed ritual in Egyptian art. There's no description of it in their texts, right?
I
And
agree. I agree.
right,
There's no
and
description of them. I
and
agree.
that is an oddity because when you look at their culture, even around the first dynasty and those religious rites are meticulously depicted and described. So now you just have this nebulous supposed practice that pops up out of nowhere with no precedence, right? Happens for a 200-year period and disappears. Then there's no text of it that prescribes precisely what is entailed in the ritual. What is the purpose of these servants? You know what I'm saying? There's none of that.
So I got you. But what they do have is almost 600 graves with a continuous root, and one of them happens to be the king. That's what they do have. So just based off of that, like without it being human sacrifice, what's another like just plausible explanation?
Yeah,
Why would
that's
you
just
need a continuous roof over 580 feet? For what?
but I already said even that is questionable. The whole continuous roof thing. But look, man,
No, you feel
I, I'm,
like
I'm
they could have died at different times or whatever. So like, what's the
I don't
explanation to them being buried in the proximity of the king? What is all of this for?
I don't know. I don't know.
So you don't know, but you just don't
I don't
think that
know.
what they say is true. But you don't know.
Yeah, it's not plausible. It doesn't for me. It doesn't pass the plausibility threshold. So just because I can say with confidence that my client didn't kill the person doesn't mean that I know who did, right? So I'm saying the evidence that they're putting out for their premise is flimsy and it's highly implausible. That's it.
Hmm.
You know, where's the precedence for this? Where does it
So
come from?
when they say like evidence suggests that some of them were buried alive, like ain't none of that just like registered.
See,
Ain't fucking none.
even that is questionable. Like because do you know like in most of the in a lot of the tombs they didn't even have skeletal remains, right? You have Brenda I forgot what her name is. Sadiq posted in her
Brenda
chat,
Baker.
right? And she disagrees. She said there's no trauma to she didn't notice any trauma to any of these skeletal remains. So a lot of the things that you're passing off as like accepted fact, like though that is in high dispute.
Yeah,
The whole,
you
the
value
whole
skepticism way too much. Bro. I don't. I mean, at this point, you just like I'm not going to try to convince you because clearly the evidence isn't enough. So like whatever's going on in your head supersedes whatever you can read on the page, and I can't do that. I'm not even going to try.
hey,
I'm
like
not gonna fight your biases. Like
hey, like I
you
said,
just gotta do
if
some
I'm
more reading. Well, matter of fact, you actually have read the material. You just gotta believe it because some you read it and don't believe none of it. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
no, but nobody reads something and just automatically just downloads it without any sort of filtration through their own, faculties and their own ability to reason, right? These people aren't,
Yeah,
they
But you
aren't
but you
deists.
have to gauge your ability to reason based on how much you know about a particular subject. You
Well,
got to do that. And you
well,
can't I can never put your ability to reason through the data above somebody who does this at a professional level. That would be retarded. That would be like I'm picking an amateur against Mike Tyson, man. He's supposed to lose.
I mean,
He's
listen,
supposed to lose.
most
You're not supposed to be
most
better than the
geographers,
Egyptologist,
most
especially
geographers,
at your house.
most geographers will in most textbooks, Europe is referred to as a continent, right? Now, I know definitionally that's not true. By definition, that is incorrect, right? But most of the experts will say it. So that's me taking my own faculties, looking at the definition of what demarcates a continent, right? And then looking at the consensus of geography and saying, okay, these things are misaligned.
Don't
And
fit the definition.
I can say with ultimate confidence that when an expert calls Europe a continent, they are wrong. So I'm
Asia,
saying,
Africa, and Europe is one continent,
right. So when you tell me
according
about,
to the
oh, the
definition.
experts, right? When you tell me the experts say this, I respect expertology, but it's not an end all be all. Like if I don't see any precedence for this practice prior in the historical record of that civilization, we don't see any of it after that point. We don't have any writings of it in a culture that wrote down all of their religious shit like to a fault, right? It's not depicted in art when all of the other religious shit is depicted pervasively in their art. Like at this point, the circumstantial evidence starts to pile up. Like, hold on, man, this it's shaky.
So
You know what I'm saying? And that's,
if that's the case, then North America and South America is one continent,
I mean,
right?
the thing is, I think they considered, I
According to
think
the
they considered
definition.
but wasn't that
There's no breaking that
nah,
into
that
the
was,
Panama Canal. That's one contiguous landmass.
but hold on, didn't the Panama Canal make it continuous or some shit like that?
Yeah, but that can be filled in 8 years without them drudging. The land of that water dry up and the land of basically remerge. That's a small slit. Just like the Suez Canal. Those canals only like one boat can fit through them at a fucking time. Earth will put that back together in no fucking time. You feel me? That's man-made. You know what I mean?
I guess
That-
I was just making a point that
no,
you
but
can't just pull the
I always had that. I always said that. I always looked at the map, and once you learn, what the definition of what a continent is, I always said Asia, Africa, and Europe is one continent. You
one
dig what I'm
continent.
saying? Like that's one contiguous landmass until they
But
name
Chef,
that canal.
I only brought that up to say that you can't just pull the expert card. Like, oh, so you trying to go again? Because there are experts who disagree with. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna have a discussion with somebody on these topics, with both laymen, let's just have the discussion. Don't pull the, oh, so you think you know better than the experts? Like, come on, man. That's a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but geography is different because different schools of thought. Like in Asia, they don't teach that Asia and Europe is two different continents, right? The Chinese school curriculum don't teach their geography like that. So that's more of a Western thing where you teach it, geography that way. You know what I mean? Even the names on maps is different in other curriculums. So that's something else to look at. But far as wise
Yeah,
this subject,
I feel you.
yeah, far as wise this subject, right? Egyptology, like there's a consensus on that. You know what I mean? And you just don't agree with it.
I mean, it's not, I just don't. All right. So the Egyptologists who don't agree with the conclusions, are they just not agreeing? Are
They
they rabble
outside of the
rousers?
consensus.
Are
They outside of the consensus. They have an
and I'm out.
alternative, right? They have an alternative view of the subject that they can't that that can't be substantiated. I mean, they could be right, right? But the evidence leans more to sacrificial burials. That's
Yeah.
where the evidence leads at.
The
Now,
point
you
I'm
can say,
making, the point I'm making is like when we have these discussions, right? We try to put you in a box a lot of times to kind of marginalize you and kind of delegitimize what you're saying. Oh, you going against the grain, you only doing that because XYZ. And what I'm saying is those Egyptologists who are disagreeing, they're not just doing it just to go against the grain. That's my only point. Not about
You're
if they
saying that it's the poisoning of the whale, Haskel. That's what you're saying. Basically. They poisoning the whale, basically, by trying to discredit before you actually get to the actual
to the
point that he's
arguments
trying to make.
themselves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Don't paint
The
me as a
chakra
crazy
does is a killer though.
psychology.
You really can't
Like
get around it.
Say again,
Oh
like
yeah.
The shocking dog is a
I want to
killer.
say, I want to say to you though, Haskell, the point that Sheffrin made about them. You said they tried to say that this was one continuous grave, right? I want to tell you like that kind of thing, like what Sheffrin is talking about is part of my job, right? So you can look at it goes into the restoration part of my job. So I used to do a lot of restoration work, restoration concrete. Now there might be some part of a building, like they might dig, so like they'll do a addition to school, but below that, under that school is a school that's probably 100 years old that was buried there, right? Now, me as a structural expert and when I was doing a restoration job, right? I can go in and look at what was there, even though it's not complete, even though part of the building is demolished and it's not there. It's no trace of it. It's parts of the roof that ain't there no more. It's all these parts. I can still go and see and look at exactly what, just from me being on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Not even doing no X-ray work like these Egyptologists do, right? I can see like how many square feet the building was without it even be. All you got to do is reveal a corner, like 25% of the building. I can tell you exactly the amount of square footage the whole building was, how tall it was, all that. You see what I'm saying? Just give me a corner. That's all you gotta do is give me a corner of the building. So that's what I just want to say. That's not nothing amazing that they can tell you that this was one complete roof over that. Like my general, like not ain't even the expert. Somebody like my general could tell you that. He may not have the same skill and know-how that I do, but he actually got the knowledge. Like a general laborer on a construction site can come and tell you whether that was one complete roof or not. It don't take an expert to do that kind of work. We gone. But I just wanted to say that to you, Haskell.
Can I add to this conversation a little bit?
oh snap, brother Reggie in the house.
Yeah. It's me. Is Brass on?
No.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna keep
He's hard.
Yeah. Get these niggas together, Reggie. Get Chef together, dog.
no.
Reggie
I'm
agree
gonna
with
say
me.
minimal because Sheffrin believes that people should give content on his channel where they are
Free.
seeking to monetize, but the people who give content, they shouldn't get nothing. They shouldn't get shit.
Why he took
So
an opportunity to
I don't know why he's staying on that. Like Reggie is a
yeah,
nut.
because out of the blue, Sheffrin said that why his Baltimore accent. Why should we pay these niggas? You know. So first of all, I
hilarious.
think that we've learned a lot over the last 7-8 years on how to do this. So a methodology is important, and then categorizing. So if you want to look at the non-royal burials, because that's what they're called, right? We would look at burial practices for the just to deal with that as a basis. And then what you do find is that the common people, the poorest people, at the minimum, there was some body preparation, not necessarily mummification. That was
Right.
expensive. So they were pretty much wrapped in a linen and
Yep.
put in a shallow grave. And in that shallow grave, there might have been food offerings, right? And there might have been pottery, right? And maybe some simple jewelry like beads and stuff like that. Largely, what they found out is that for most of the shallow graves, uh, and burial practices, just the linen was the most important type of thing. And then and then how the body was positioned, right? So body positioning is important. So now the issue is whether or not they got an well, there's an afterlife. Well, there's a belief. Uh, there's several different beliefs in that land during different periods, and all didn't agree because they're known practices. So then there's another category called known practices. So each city or nome or what have they have their own city god, and they have their own kind of uh, practices within those diverse gnomes, which contain different groups of people, right? Some were artisans, some were military, some, some were pottery types, some scribal. So there's a diversity within these 42 gnomes that's there, right? Now, so if you take the fact of the matter is that the body was prepared for the most part, not just thrown into one pit, and there was some type of veneration or sacredness to something, right? Whether or not, and then there are categories of whether they were talking about a menta, right? Menta or the duat, right? Some of those terms come in later. So you have to categorize the time period. But there was an overall belief that generally all all people should be respected in their death, right? Now, how you frame that is to they all go into the afterlife. I there's diversity. Some scholars will say that if whatever you were on this earth, when you pass on, you will go to your place, and in that place you will resume what you were. So if you were a farmer, you'll be a farmer, right? If you was a king in life, you'll be buried as a king, right? So if you were a commoner, you would be buried as a commoner. But that was your place in life. That's what you lived and loved, right? That then that's a place. Then, but overall, there was a respect, and Egypt absorbed what we call Egypt. It absorbed customs from all over, from their neighbors. So Amenta's in the Western Desert, right? So for them, the Western Desert is sacred for particular reasons. Then you have tumuli, you have all types of burial types, right? You have the shallow graves, you have the tumuli that was earlier, which they followed, leading, and that leads up to the construction of something like a step pyramid or a king, right? And then you have rock tombs where people were buried in caves uh, and in rock tombs. So I think that we all have should be smart enough to know that it's a diversity. Now, retainer sacrifice or sacrifice. Well, we have evidence from Shopties. So we have what I think Haskell and the other people were talking about, which is magical spells on Shopties. So they lived in a very magical or Heka environment where they believed that these objects would come back to life, right? Based on the spell. And most of the time, these objects represented uh, well, you find more shopties uh, with the more elite or royal, but you might find a small shopty with a commoner. So they
Yep.
believe that the fact that these things will come back to life. So so my whole thing is when you're having these type of conversations on both sides, right? You need to point out your methodology, right? Running to a primary or running to Wikipedia is something that we did a long time ago in the Shawarshun SETI days, right? I think that we are all smarter to understand how experts or people in universities look at this information. But that's not worth, according to Sheffrin, what I said ain't worth shit. So it's worth zero. But
No, we had already said that before you got on, but thank you for repeating. We appreciate that.
about the methodology, about all that
No,
I said, or what I
we
said.
no, we said all the same shit that you said.
Oh, you did. So
Yes.
then why, when I come on later, and you're digressing out of the categories that you said that you did? So
I
that
don't know
means if
because we just let you know what happened is we just let you talk uninterrupted. We be arguing back and forth, but everything that you said we had already said in the middle of argument.
oh, but I said it in one. I tried to say it in.
Yeah,
I tried to say it in one passage. So
yeah, you
generally,
ain't
there's
get
a
no pushback.
Good morning
you.
to you, brother Reggie and Chef. You are a horrible human being. I just want you to know that you ain't shit. But good morning, brother Reggie.
What Chef
Please.
is he's consistent. I fuck with that.
So then if you set these standards, and if someone set these standards, who can go either way, and I've heard a lot of good talk, and you should be consistent in carrying it out to try to figure out and say what a person is saying is overbroad, too general, right? Can't and then I'm not going to go against Jose Joey. I'm not going to go against him, but I also think that he needs to frame his conversation when he first came on in methodology and say what I can prove and what you can't prove, and there is a space, a gray area where nobody knows. Nobody knows, we weren't there, and we can't just depend on writing because other civilizations weren't writing, and and you can analyze burial practices and these situations based on evidence, archaeological evidence, and then you could do it. Um, Cory was talking about in his analysis on structures, right? And you could certainly do that, and then you could, and archaeologist has done and decided whether or not these tombs were reopened and added to, right? Or the layout was, how can I say, a one and done. And then it's the fact of the matter is, on sacrifices, these people in their beliefs, they believe, certainly if they were close to a king and they had their jobs around the king, some of these groups of people, but not all, decided to go with the king. That's their belief. Were they sacrificed, or did they just simply give up their lives, right, as retainers, right, to go into the afterlife? And in all societies, belief is strong. So but that doesn't mean all people were, because then, for example, in certain situations, you have queens of kings who decided, I ain't going with him. I'm going by myself. And if you want to go with me, you can. So we have a number of queens of the king that didn't go, but then we have a number of wives of the king in different, that they all went at the same time. Seemingly, they all went at the same time, right? They wanted to go, and maybe they felt guilted or whatever the case, and they took the berry juice. So there is not a lot of certainty, and then we lost a lot of evidence. I mean, look, there was a whole period in Europe where they wanted mummies or pigment, right? The mummy brown, or they possibly use it for fuel. Maybe that might have been blown up a little bit more than that. And then there's grave robbers throughout all the centuries. So there's a lot of materials that's lost to make to make a particular conclusion, sometimes either way. And I think that that would be the point. Either if you're for or against, you have to go to the middle and say, we don't have enough evidence for or against. Now, if you persist on your evidence, what period we're talking about, right? Does that apply to all periods? No, right? So I'll stop because my information ain't worth shit, Sheffrin.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because there's something else that happened earlier. If you were Sheffrin knows what I'm talking
But that,
about.
yeah, but that's irrelevant to like you talking facts. It would be different if you're wrong. Then someone could say that. But
Well,
did
no,
anybody?
but the process, yeah, well, I understand. That's why I came back on the chat because I just partially ignored it. But I'm gonna say that what we do in this community is sometimes we put everybody in the same category. I've happened to study this for a while, for a long while, too much so that I know how to frame the argument for it to be useful. I have an obligation as someone who tries to educate to educate, independent of these comments. But I will make a note of those comments. But so thank you so much. But the fact of the matter is, we have all these categories to examine information one way or another, and then we get to points where, look, uh, with the Arabization of the land, right? And then so that means the spoken language was ended, and that they were pagans or infidels, earlier cultures, but then there's surviving cultures in Coptic. So Coptic would be another place in which we would look to try to figure out, and I'm talking about pre-Coptic, I'm not talking about Christian Coptic, but I am talking
Right.
about Coptic in general. So we would look at what is surviving, and that we see with there's a great piece that I can't find of Christian Coptic, and they were still mummifying people. And there's this great article that
I could find it.
you can find it.
Yeah, let me look over it.
There's a great article where you see a Nubian looking well, I'm not gonna say Nubian looking Coptic priest, and he is in a vault of generations of Coptic priests that have passed away, and they were wrapped in linen, right, in a particular cave. And at one point, I don't know, maybe the server that it was on died, and I can't find that article. But so we see syncretism throughout different periods, and how the practices transform. I'll stop. Thank you.
Do you know the name or the title of the article?
No, it started out. I can tell you, it started out when I saw the article really about 88, 88. I was working at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, and we had the internet. We had the internet there, and uh, um, but it has to do with a Coptic priest and burials in the tomb, a vault. And I'll look it up again while we're talking, and maybe I'll
Yeah,
find it.
I have,
But my
I have
point is
something here. I'm gonna put some pictures in the back. Let me know if these. All right, 1 second.
I'm not familiar with Discord, so I don't know how to move around. This is not my platform that I prefer.
Are you on your computer or your phone?
I'm on my computer.
Do you know where
So
to find the general chat?
yes.
Okay, I'll put it there. 1 second.
So the point is that listen, burial practices changed over a long period of time. How uh and if so, as far as human sacrifice, that would largely go to criminals and enemies. They if they were murdered, right, it wouldn't be just a capital punishment. It would be a religious capital punishment. So that means that they would be sacrificed, whether they were burned, right, whether they were hung, right, buried alive. It would be, and whether and so those things existed. Let me go find this general chat. So stay on your. It's just helpful for us to stay on our methodologies and stay on our and that includes our uh, categorization. I see general. Okay, general chat. Okay, so awesome.
Those pictures
I am. I'm scrolling up. So should I be scrolling up or down? I
down. You
should be.
should see it's at 2:40 p.m. today, and I
Okay,
actually
so
tagged you.
again, I'm not familiar with this chat. I'm on my way there. It's a lot of
Makes
pictures
sense.
and shit. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I see. Okay, what's your name, good brother?
Oh, this is Melvin. You remember me from Team Osiris?
No, no, no. I just wanted to know who I was talking to. Thank you. So I see.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Are those the specific rappings you were talking about?
I'm looking at the pictures, but I can't tell if they're Coptic or I can't tell. I can't tell, but
So,
generally this is linen wrapping. Yeah,
okay, yeah, it
I
is.
can't tell.
I have the book of who did the expedition. I'll post that in a moment. But it said Naga Ed Dier Cemetery.
Yeah,
That's what I found
yeah,
it.
right. But that's the region. What's the? You just give me the information on it because in a region they could continue processes for many years, right? That's
Correct.
syncretism,
Correct.
but it doesn't. I don't know if it's ancient or if it's uh more modern to the Coptic.
Let me see if they have dating on this here.
This is not the article I was talking about. So let me just find. So reverence was put on uh, the deceased. You could probably say that there was some Hotep Dinosut type um of food offerings, right, for the family of their deceased person. That their families were present for the most part, unless it was disease, right? Um, and so they have reverence. Now the other part about listen, the Pertinent rule would not be written if people did not transgress. So they noted what was good and what was bad, and they did two things. I shall not. I mean, I not. I shall not. I not have I done this, right? And then in other passages, they make sure that the person has done something positive. So if these things, if wrong things were not, they were aware of good things and wrong things. So you can bet that for every passage somebody had transgressed, and they wrote something that not shall you do this, and then on the other side, they would ask them if you did this, right? So that's for what you call, let's just call it simply, without the whole Egyptian uh ancient Egyptian BS, a blessed burial, a respected burial. For a person to get a respected burial, for the most part, unless they had some charisma, because guess what? Some of our what do you call it, con artists, swindlers, scanners, guess what? They're gonna get a respected burial, right? But people will be in the pews, and people in the be in the halls, in the room, saying, "Man, just flip that dude over," right? I mean, we got people, we got criminals today who have murdered people. They get respected burials, but there's a but there but that doesn't mean that everybody agrees. I mean, in our street, they will go to a funeral and shoot up the casket and kick it over, right? Uh, and so you can expect in the ancient world, they came back and they desecrated the grave. They were saying, "Nah, this dude ain't going to the no afterlife. If there is an afterlife, he ain't going to the afterlife, right? We're gonna knock off his noses so he can't breathe. We're gonna when we're gonna find his name and we're gonna chip it off." So all of those things happen. It's just belief.
Hey, so Reggie, so what's your position? Do you believe that specifically with Jer, right? DJER. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I believe he had around over 500 satellite tombs around his funerary complex, somewhere thereabouts. Do you believe that all of those people died simultaneously? And what's the evidence for that?
Um, I believe by the construction of the area that it was planned out. I believe that there might have been people later that were buried in that complex, but initially, large groups of people were took the berry juice, decided to go with the king, and then also the there seems to be a practice. It seems to be a practice in their belief system that makes that so. But I do believe in the extremity parts, the ones the some of the burials that were later. People decided, I want to go with the old king. I want to be bury me with the old king. But
Excellent. Right.
initially, now there's also animals, right? There are animals that were buried, all type of elephants and all type of large animals, even probably a gorilla or two were buried.
So Reggie, it don't sound like you agree with the idea of retainer sacrifice then, specifically dealing with that king, that in the suit, right? Because the idea, the consensus viewpoint is that those burials are, excuse me, because of the continuous roof and all of that, all of those remains are all of those people died simultaneously.
No,
So it
I
sounds to
said
me,
that. No, I said that. I said, but you would look at the extremities of the area to say that there are places where probably uh, um, or close by that people or but I believe that these groups of people, what we call retainers, which are servants who want to go with the king in the afterlife. So I agree with that. They were
so you
buried
do
all at the,
agree so you do agree that those 500 or so people all died at the same time.
yes.
Okay,
But I
that's all I
believe
wanted.
I don't believe that they were what I believe is they took some type of berry juice, right? Some
Yeah,
type
like a
of
poison.
poison. Huh?
Right. Yeah,
I don't
poison.
believe that it was that there was murder, right? There was
Mhm.
hacking and stabbing. I believe that they took some type of toxin and they just sat there to go to sleep.
Every time
500
you
feet.
said berry juice, Reggie, I laugh just so you know. I get a little chuckle.
I think it's a
Yeah.
Jim Jones, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think listen. I mean, a berry juice will help you go to sleep faster without less pain. You can't change your mind, right? So I think kings were made to take the berry juice. Kings were afraid that if the people felt that the netchers wasn't with them, that the priest would give them the berry juice, right? So priests, so kings, uh, yeah, they were and that's just cut out rebellion. Okay, so the king went to sleep, he didn't wake up. Man, they gave him the berry juice. Yeah. So I agree with retainer sacrifice, and I also say different gnome practices, different gnomes, they might have been consistent to the old ways, right? You see a lot of a lot of places where in this land where they resort back to the old ways because the new way they don't think the new ways is working. So then you have like the Shabaka stone, where a king from the Sudan, he comes back in and Shabaka and he says, let's return to the old ways. So some of his queen god queens, they are practicing the old ways, right? You see Neith in them come back. You see Neith come back, the goddess. You see some of the other Ptah come back, right? When it was Amun. So they resolved the different circumstances old ways.
No, they don't believe you, Reggie. They don't
But
believe
yeah,
you.
but regardless, the sacrifices happen. That's what you're saying, though, Reggie, right?
He said it
Yeah.
clearly.
Self-sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-sacrifice. Oh,
Okay.
and sometimes sacrifice can be broken up into categories. It could be against your will. It could be self-sacrifice, suicide.
Yeah. Either way, the debate over.
No, I did, but I also think that you have to give way to both sides, but it's the methodology that the person is using that helps us better understand it. So I'm not going against Joey because on the other side, if you have a contrary, you have to show the evidence. You have to show the evidence, right? That's why but so you
Right.
can't. You got to show the evidence. So
But
let's
this,
Right.
say
this
Right.
the thing though. This the thing though, Reggie. They were saying that there was no
No.
sacrifice in ancient Egypt, right?
Right. Right.
And when we pointed to retainer sacrifice in the first dynasty, and then we even admitted that there's not widespread evidence of it happening outside of the first dynasty, they stopped it and started using symbolic sacrifice, like with statues and stuff. Right? They will bury them with noble figures and kings and stuff instead of real people. But the in the first dynasty, we see evidence of real human sacrifice taking place. Now, it don't mean that they used that all the way up into the last dynasty. No, but right early on in the first dynastic period, we got evidence of human sacrifice. That's the point. They saying no. So it's them that's not following. You dig what I'm saying? The evidence. You know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to do with that? So they the ones who continue. They're the ones who argue. You know what I mean? Like we saying, yo, we just going with the information.
I respect
Right.
the
And
culture. I
I've never
respect the
even heard
belief.
that argument being made. But
I respect the culture and the beliefs, um, because um, because it's part of history. Um, I'm not a I'm not in the faith. I think that people know that I am not in the faith of 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 the comedics. So I just try to what I can show and what I can't show. So I think methodology would fix that. But sometimes our conversations aren't, we stop following the practices of methodology. So methodology would answer that question, I think. So again, Logic made some good points. Joey made some good points in the sense of Joey's situation was basically, okay, you're saying I'm wrong, show it to me. I'm showing you my evidence, you show me your evidence. Okay, you show me Wikipedia. Okay, that's not good enough. Show me an article, right? And then so I think that it wasn't my Logic had a counter view, but he was also the moderator. So there needed to be somebody like Haskell in there to say, not Sheffrin,
That's not fair.
because Sheffrin's on the other side. It had to be somebody, and it had to be my brother Marvin, right? It had to be someone in there to actually, uh, uh, yeah, to actually, ask some particular questions. Say, stop. Now you have to answer this, right? So because it wasn't really moderated, it was a disguised debate, right? Where
Mm.
the moderator had a different side of point of view. Agree?
Um, mm.
So that's why
I'll
you
let
put up this
somebody.
title. That's why y'all put up the title for this thing. Uh, Basically saying you're sending Joey as a retainer sacrifice, and so it
Well,
wasn't fair,
it,
huh?
it just. Well, here's the thing. I want to be fair to the moderator, though, Reggie. I just don't think he was convinced by one side of the argument. So at a certain point, yeah, it might have showed. Uh, but I don't think he came in biased, if that's what you're saying.
Of course, that's the reason. First, it was going to be a debate. He was already biased. He has a counter view, and so now he's serving as the moderator, right? And I think that he had a counter view, so he's already biased.
Man,
Can't do
y'all
that to him.
listen. Braster been called a fat boy today. Now he's an unfair. I can't let y'all do this to my own boy.
I'm not saying
Like,
No,
anything
you talking about
negative.
Logic.
no, he's
I'm
talking
not
about
saying
Brass.
anything negative about Logic. Huh?
You
What?
talking about Logic, Mo.
Oh,
I'm
okay. I
talking
thought
about
you were talking
Logic,
about
not
well,
Brad.
Logic is the
What I
debater.
did.
Logic, well, Logic is the debate. He said the moderator,
No,
so I'm a little confused.
it
Okay.
wasn't a debate last night. It wasn't a
It
debate.
was. It was a
It
disguised
wasn't.
debate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in that disguised debate, I'm guessing that what you would assume to be the moderator would be Brass, right?
No, Logic.
Okay, okay. All right, my bad.
Because I know
It's
that they were
Logic.
going to first debate.
Right.
Going to debate, and then all of a sudden, Logic is interviewing him. So either it should have been a debate. It shouldn't have been that. It was a disguised debate.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I
Chris
see. I see
Harris.
what you're saying.
Chris Harris want to debate Logic now. Um, Haskell feel as though it wasn't no sacrifice. I don't know. I mean, niggas just be better than Egyptologists at this point. This is what always shocked me about this Egyptian conversation. Cause even you do it, Reggie. Y'all become better than the damn experts. Like so, like
But at least,
what are we supposed to do with that? You know what I mean?
at
Like
least, at least Reggie is admitting that they were fucking sacrifices. Like
yeah,
the
that's just
whole
on this
not.
topic. But that's just on this topic. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Uh-huh.
You have other
No,
topics where Reggie turned into Haskell. You dig what I'm saying? When
Right,
he
right.
don't agree
Well, no,
with the
but Brother
goddamn
Reggie has a
scholars and
Brother Reggie went to Egypt in '87. Brother Reggie has a journal article. Brother Reggie ain't y'all.
Man, put some respect on Reggie's name, man.
listen,
Y'all,
No, no,
man, drop a put a
all of that,
bomb at.
all of that is fine and dandy. And then brother Reggie ain't an expert.
Brother Reggie talks to experts.
Brother Reggie isn't an Egyptologist. So at the end of
Brother
the day,
Reggie will bounce the Egyptologists, have bounce the Egyptologists on their back. Brother Reggie has a
oh,
full conversation. Brother Reggie has a full conversation that I cannot
Hey,
release,
don't
right?
stop
Let's
at the third
go.
person. We cut out the third
Reggie,
That I
person.
hey
can't release.
Reggie, if you
Yeah.
beat up an Egyptologist, you dig what I'm saying? I got $1,000 for you to play that fucking video. Now,
Yeah, but see, you're going to sue me
If that
for your thousand
Egyptologist ain't gonna
dollars.
give you a, if that Egyptologist ain't gonna give you $1,000, then you should play that video for us. Cause I got a
Man,
thousand dollars
listen,
to see whether you beat that Egyptologist up or not.
stop playing
There's
with,
some
with
people.
brother
I
Reggie.
think I shared it. And
No,
watch
no, we
this.
talking money now. We talking money now. I got $1,000 for you to show you beating that Egyptologist up.
First of all, Sheffrin, you the type of person to say you're gonna send me a cash app and don't send me a cash
No,
app.
well, I send it to sign
Let
that
me
up.
check my cash app. I got no cash app from Sheffrin
Hold
ever.
on. Let's listen. We will send it to a neutral party, right? And after you play, that neutral party that you agree is your friend can send you that money. Matter of fact, we can go through Unc. Unc, your man, right? You trust Unc? Who do you trust in the community?
I don't want to get sued by. I don't want to get sued by her
Oh, all right. So
because
I
she
don't want
can
to
get
hear
this
about you beating up
fraud.
Egyptologists and you got the video, but you're not going to show us.
He
I've
did, he
showed it
didn't
to
say
some
he
people
had the
like her.
video.
He do have the video.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got a video.
Okay. Okay. Oh, ooh, okay. That's a
I mean,
bold claim.
and my
Okay.
my my situation is, I talked to the I talked to the Egyptologist, and she
Hmm.
told me that Egypt meant, I mean, Kemet meant the Black Land, and I said, okay, I know where you're getting that from, but I know where you're getting it from, but show me where they proved it. Show me where they proved that it says Black Land. But I could go
If you
further.
couldn't do it,
I could show you where you got it from, which is Plutarch. My computer froze. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
we did.
Yeah, my computer froze. I can show you. I can show you where the person that you're referencing it from got it from, right? And I can
Hmm.
show you that in the same passage, your expert who you reference says that it's not only the black land, it's the black one, but you're making it the black land and you're not discussing where it says the black one. And then the
Mm.
person also said that the the the, the Nuit symbol meant uh meant land. And I says, no, if it meant land, it would have been in another category, but it's the O category. It's the O category that it exists in, and that's building structures. So it don't mean land because the N category. So you're not Egypt. You're going against Gardner and the rest of them who categorized it, right? So I can't be wrong on
You,
that.
so
I
you
mean,
got a conversation with the Egyptologist where that happened?
yeah.
Show it.
Oh
And
man, Reggie, why are you holding
then
back?
after the
Drop that
conversation,
bomb.
then after then after the conversation, um, um, she told me don't air this, right?
Oh, okay,
Even though
okay,
she
okay,
agreed,
okay.
to air it, at the end of the conversation, she didn't like what she said, and I can only respect that, but I'm not gonna say that it didn't happen. I'm not
And
gonna
I have
say what we talked about.
I have a feeling
Huh?
I know who you're talking about. But I just an assumption. But yeah, then that's respectable. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
So I was like, I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be sued because for that person might think that it was defamation or it was harmful. So,
Right.
but she agreed. She agreed to have it. She agreed to have it done. And then, of course, what I said to Dr. Hawass, right, was nothing wrong with what I said to Dr. Hawass, right? Dr. Hawass, I gave him, I made my point, his questions. He answered it the way he wanted to answer, but it was a non-answer. And then at the end of the day, since he was attacking Black Americans, I reminded him that he has admixture with the same people that he is attacking. But that don't mean shit
Right.
to most of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all it means something because I'm one of the few African American non-experts that was able to say, is the Gym Museum going to rely on the modern findings and the modern science, particularly the Nui-Wat? That was probably one of the first conversations that he had an opportunity to discuss Nui-Wat, right? And he did not. He wanted to attack the Kuthites.
Mhm.
So that's how
I,
it goes with.
I don't know what's going on here. First off, you say
You never know what's going on.
you had a conversation. Yeah, because you're going all over the place. Let's get back to it. You had a
No, I'm
conversation with
talking
a
about
Hebrew.
when I had conversations with experts. Hawass is an expert, and the other person I
Right.
had a conversation was an expert.
Now we seen that clip of you and Hawaii, right? Let's get back to the Egyptologist that you don't want to show the video. And you saying the reason why she won't let you show the video is because of what happened now?
As soon as the conversation was going to end, and I was going to it was taped on somebody else's platform, so I was going to get it aired. The person sent me a video and says, "Do not air this," in capital letters, screaming,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, and I talked to the content provider, and the content provider, he had not put it up, right? And I
So the
told her,
Egyptologist sent you a video screaming,
no,
telling you not to.
message.
What in the hell? So what did you say in this interview that had the Egyptologist upset, Mr. Reggie?
Um, I told her that I told her to follow her sources. You saying that means the Black Land. You were referencing Bard in the Encyclopedia of Egypt, right? Here's what Bard actually said, right? But Bard says the Black Land and the Black One, and she only makes a claim that it's the Black Land, and she never discusses the Black One. So I just told her that's not enough to say that it's the Black Land. She says, oh, she was in an airplane and she could see why they call it the Black Land. And I'm like, yeah, well, in my mind, the place Egypt looks a lot different from an airplane now than it did in ancient Egypt. So
Mm.
it's because it's damned. So I don't really know what you're talking about in my mind, right? So so it's things like that. She couldn't, academia scrutiny. She couldn't say to her own colleagues that she got up in a plane and looked at it and she knows why it's called Kemet, the Black Land, from a time period after the damming of with Lake Nassau in the damming, right? You really can't do that, right? That would not sound right with her peers, right? Because you could do a whole segment on that, right? The black silt, there's more black silt in the Sudan, right? Because it comes from Ethiopia, right? Along, so it's more black silt there. So they're still all over the place, right? So there has to be a reason why you call Kemet, why Kemet has something to do with black.
It's more than just the black land. Is that
As,
yeah.
right. It has to be more reasons than just simply an observation. And even Plutarch was in his y'all never read Plutarch when he talks about it. I know
Was
that y'all never read.
Plutarch? Was he closer to dynastic Egypt than we are?
So you're asking me a question. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So now you don't know. So
I asked you a question. What are you? So now I'm not even gonna ask you no more questions.
well, no. See, the question answered itself. The question answered itself because then you would have to know Plutarch is in the Christian era, right? So he's nowhere close to dynastic Egypt, right? What we have prior to Plutarch is what we have in Edfu. And both of them give a description on what Kemet is. And Kemet is a region, but it has nothing to do with the black soil. Plutarch said, some say it's because of the soil, some say it's because of the people.
Plutarch said that.
Yeah, Plutarch said that. You didn't know that?
Yeah, go get that.
I ain't gonna lie, Reggie. Grab that right quick.
Right.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, grab that.
Okay.
That's a hell of a. That's a hell of a mission. Come on, Reggie. That's a hell of a. Hey, Chef, that's a hell of a missile to have in the silo, boy.
Yeah, like because we've been talking about this forever. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
but I knew it forever, and so my problem is that
y'all be listening.
That right quick though, for real. You know.
Yeah, give me a let me log out of these channels so my internet my memory don't blow up, and I'll find it for you. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, get these niggas, Reggie. Y'all playing.
Yeah, I think you know what. Okay, because I got like 10 windows open because of this bullshit. My computer gonna crash. So give me a second. Stay on. Talk about something else. I'll come back on. All right.
Okay, we gonna be waiting for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Chef, I'm gonna tell you right now. Dog. If that source is accurate, if that's real, nigga, it's game over, nigga.
It can't be game over. You know why? But listen, it will be a good point of reference, but it can't be game over. Not in the least, because Reggie don't accept Plutarch because he was writing in the Christian era. So whatever Plutarch was writing about ancient Egypt, Reggie and them saying that shit ain't substantiated because nigga, you in the motherfucking Christian era. How do you know what that is?
So why you letting that man look for a source then? Come on, man.
No, I want to see it. But it wouldn't if him saying that it meant the black land, right? That wouldn't. He's saying he don't accept that. So him saying it means black people could possibly mean black. Then you wouldn't accept that on the same basis, or you not accepting the black land.
Okay, why don't
this
we
nigga
stop
writing in the
listening
Christian era.
Why don't we stop listening to Chefren, right? Because he
don't like my logic. My logic is too much for him. My logic is too much for him.
Why don't we stop listening?
Reggie don't even agree. No, you told us to keep talking. You're supposed to be going to get the source. You told us to keep talking. So why is you interrupting us now? Because now I'm about to lay some fire down. Go get that source. We still want to see that source.
You got the point, Reggie. You got a point. You did say go ahead and talk.
He do got a point.
because he know I'm about to catch his ass in some bullshit. Because it's crazy. Like, what's the reason for him saying we can't accept Plutarch? Because he was writing in the Christian era.
You
Nowhere
can't.
near the motherfucking ancient Egyptians. So how the fuck would he know? So him saying whether it was the people or the land will be irrelevant to Reggie.
Yeah, you can't pick and choose. Right, right.
Listen, I was
I
born
still
on
want
a
to. I
day, but
still.
I wasn't born yesterday.
I still want to see the source, though. I
I
mean,
still want to see the source because that would give
Hey,
Diop some credence. They
but
would
that,
say
that,
Diop just
that
didn't
would
pull that
mean
out his ass.
right. Would mean that he didn't. People who saying black people didn't just pull it out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Also,
exactly.
yeah, right, right, right.
also, it would say that this black people versus black land debate is like 2,000 years old.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so hey, if he got that, nigga, that's a hell of
I got it. I'm close. I'm close. Don't worry about it.
Are you gonna be able to post it though, Reggie? Like
Yeah.
will you be able to?
But
Okay, 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 cool.
yes, I know the game. Shit.
Okay.
Shit. I know the game.
Yeah,
I know the
yeah,
game in this
y'all.
house. Matter of
Don't
fact, I
don't fuck with.
created the game. If y'all didn't know, in the so-called conscious community, I I created the game of primaries and uh and real sources, right?
Talk that shit, man.
Y'all don't know that in this community
Talk that
against
shit.
the fake. Y'all talking to the granddaddy of this shit. Before that, it was what anybody would say. Come on, I had to come on. Look at all the people I had to conversate with. Jabari, uh, other Jabari, I had to conversate with the Moors. Come on, I've always used. Come on, I know this game better
Yeah,
than anybody.
I'm sure you're on high blood pressure medicine. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Boy,
almost stroked out. And then I had to. It wasn't Reggie with polite. It wasn't Reggie agreeing. It was the fact that y'all love polite. Y'all, no matter what I said about the subject, right?
hmm
And so he was part of Kemet on Trial, and I worked as his researcher because because they felt that he can articulate things better than me, and
the
many
charisma,
times he could.
What was
the
what was
charisma.
the premise? Hey Reggie, real quick, what was the premise of how you doing by the way? I just jumped up. What was the
How you doing,
premise
Cory?
of Kemet on trial?
Oh, the
Good question.
Hebrews. Me and was me and Cuban, um,
Mhm.
uh, brother Cuban. We went to the ISUP cookout, Cuban Crisis. We went
Right.
to the ISUP cookout. Shaka was there,
Wow.
and the person I used to work with on that channel, he was there. And at the end, they cornered me. All the Hebrews cornered me, right? Almost everybody else got out except for me and Cuban Crisis. Everybody else left because it was getting dark, and they cornered me and Daniela and uh, Shaw and all of them. They cornered me. Can you still hear me?
I hear you loud
Yeah,
and clear.
yeah.
Yeah. So they cornered me
And
and
he was
thought,
asking what was the premise.
yes. And I'm telling you what the premise was at that I says. So it looks like you always complain that we putting the Bible on trial. So do you want to put Kemet on trial? And they said, yeah. And the channel person said, yeah, let's put Kemet on
Hmm.
trial. So they agreed to Kemet
Okay.
on trial. Let's put on Kemet on trial against not against the Bible, but about their thoughts of the Kemet. So the premise was putting Kemet on trial for everything that they could say negatively about Kemet.
Okay.
I think they was trying to prove some homosexuality and then some other stuff.
Hmm.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that was like the crux of it. I think like that was like, a sub argument maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, throw the shit against the wall on Kemet, and let's
Oh, okay.
see
Right,
if y'all
right,
can
right, right.
stand it, right?
Okay.
Let's see if
Yeah.
y'all can stand it. And so, um, talk to Polite and ask them could you go to Kemet? And he said, yeah. I said, okay, let's set it up. So we set it up. Uh, we put him on a let me see, this is locked for so then we so he got his family. He went to I drove him to the airport and I picked him up. And me and Smash Rockwell, uh me and Smash Rockwell, we talked to him while he was in Kemet.
Oh man.
Huh?
No,
So
I'm just
So
basically, it seems to me like, um, excuse me, it seems to me like the Hebrews wanted to kind of put Kemet on trial, like I said, like you said earlier, because a lot of times they'd have to defend the Bible against the Egypt guys, per se, or Kemet guys, or whatever you call, right? Mm.
and they
So it's
didn't
like
think
it's your ancestors against my ancestors, kind of basically. Like like yo, since y'all got something to say about our ancient culture, or the ancient culture that we come from, right? Why don't we instead put the ancestors that you claiming? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we put that on trial? You know what I mean?
and
So,
and neither one. Okay. All right.
so is that kind of like the underlying type of vibe that you was getting there, Reggie, or am I misunderstanding?
absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely. And they didn't think that we knew enough to at least defend it against the attacks. And it was an entertainment debate.
Hmm.
It was simply an entertainment debate, right?
right.
And a lot of money was made. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of money was made, and that's that.
Okay,
So it was just entertain. It was an entertainment debate. But
absolutely.
we Smash Rockwell, uh, Smash Rockwell got the Amin Ra squad involved, and we saw Unc on the first time in the community. He came out of Blog Talk. He was live in the flesh, right? Um, Unc was there. Joe, he don't fly planes, so he wasn't there. I saw Imhotep was there, huh? Right?
Right. Okay.
Uh, he
And
was
Gozy,
there.
I think Gozy was there too, wasn't
I'm not sure if Ngozi was there at that time
he? He was
because
out.
Yeah, that's a good question.
he came later when Pharaoh came to town. He came and he was
Yeah.
him and the Amara
Because I thought
squad
that
was
was like the after party where him and like I thought that I might be kind of like smashing everything together, like a couple different
yeah.
debates, but I thought that remember where it was a video, it was an after party, it was Rob Bourne, it was young Pharaoh was out there, and Ngozi was out there. I thought that was kind of like the after show, or
That
like
wasn't
everybody
coming on trial.
that wasn't
That
coming.
was
Okay,
another debate. No.
I got you.
Okay, I'm
So
almost ready. Give me a second. Yeah, go ahead.
I
what
really
I was
thought
just
that
gonna
was on
go
trial
ahead.
debate. But I got some little bit of clarity on that. I always thought that was for some
Well,
reason.
I did too. So that's what I wanted to get to.
That
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 must have
wasn't.
wasn't
been what debate was that then? That
W-
must have
w- uh,
been.
Well, wouldn't it have been like that? That was around the same time, at least, right?
Oh,
It might have been like a year later or something, because they would do like
yeah.
if it was a huge debate like that, in which both of these debates was kind of big.
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't have been. I don't think they did them back to back like that. But
Okay.
I don't know. I could be mistaken on that too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
what was the other?
Because
What was
that's
the
what I
other
was.
big debate? It was another big one.
Probably the more
Was that
debate.
the No, that wasn't the Meta Nature deciphered one. No, it wasn't that
Hey Corey, it's
one.
probably the Moore's debate he had with what's the karate dude name? Sharif.
No,
Maybe
it
that's
Yeah,
when
wasn't
he
that.
said
Oh,
it.
Sharif Bey. Sharif Bey.
No, because after the Sharif Bay, I took the train home. So it wasn't, I wasn't out in the street. That was another debate. I know the debates because I was there. So it wasn't there. It might have been, it wasn't the
it was a big
evolution.
one.
It
No,
might have
Yeah,
been the
yeah.
evolution.
I'm thinking
Anyway,
might have had something to do with Kemet or something. Egypt and the Hebrew Israelites, or something like that. I
because
don't
see,
know.
Dr. Mahat was
Yeah.
there. It was, it
Yeah,
was, it was, it was when Dr. Mahat presented. It was,
yeah,
I think it was a science debate because Dr. Mahat was, she was out there too.
yeah.
And this, yeah,
Josie had
that.
presented. I think Wu Jawu was at that one. Wasn't he?
No,
Which one
I
was?
never met
Didn't Wu Jawu
Ujawo.
one of them? Didn't he?
No, he didn't. No, Ujao. I only met Ujao. The only is when I went to Georgia.
Oh
That's when I
man.
met him. I didn't meet him
Oh,
prior to that. He wasn't, and he didn't like Sanet at all. I mean, he didn't like. Sorry, I don't even want. He didn't like. He didn't like that process at all. So
mhm.
Man,
thanks for hanging on.
this is bringing back memories. This is when I was over the road. Good God, man. Like I'm trying. Like as you guys are talking, I'm trying to remember. Uh, and it would kind of help me reference what the different points that you guys are talking about. I'm trying to think about like where I was at the time and what state and this, that, and the other. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm also trying to remember like man,
You find
I'm
that
trying
source
to
yet, Reggie?
yeah, yeah. I have it.
you
I
kind of
have it. I just
What you looking up, Reggie?
the Plut-
no. I have it.
the Plutarch.
I'm just making sure the references are the references are there so that you can so that anybody who wants to deal with it can deal with it. And I think I'm finished right now. Wait, so now I'm just gonna
You see what I'm talking about? Y'all can't fuck with Reggie. See, he's not just gonna drop you the wiki. He's going. I love that.
yeah,
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
give you
give
the
you the Greek translations. I'm gonna give you the Greek
yeah.
trans and I'm gonna give you the English translations. I'm gonna give it to you. But you know my content
Okay.
ain't worth shit, right, Stefan?
No, Shepard didn't directly say that. Come on.
Yes, he did. Why should we pay you, Reggie? Why should we pay you?
I, I'm trying to make peace. That's all I'm trying to do.
I ain't gonna comment on that right
All right, so let me share my screen. Let's get back. Why should we pay you? You're gonna pay me because y'all been involved in a conversation for a number of years, and then a doubt that I talked to the. Anyway, let me just show. Anyway, before we do that, check this out.
now. Don't get your blood pressure up, Reggie. Don't do it. It ain't worth
No,
it.
wait. I want to see if my Cash App work. I want to see if my Cash App work. My Cash App
See,
is
God
Power
damn it, I
Reggie.
don't use cash.
Is this
Hey.
live? Is this live?
I
Yes,
have
this
no.
is
Are we
live.
live right now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie,
That's
do,
not
do me
live.
a do me a
You want
favor.
I
my
didn't
Do me a
know
favor.
this was live.
Do me a
My
favor.
cash app is Dollar Reginald Mabry. Right?
Okay.
I have PayPal. So how can I
Reggie,
put it in the chat?
I've
Can I
I've
put it in
I've
the
sent.
chat?
Okay, Reggie,
I do Zelle.
I've sent you cash apps, but could you do me a favor for those responsible adults? Can you please start a Zelle? Like
Yeah. I do Zelle.
I don't fuck with like I don't fuck with Cash App, bro. Like yeah, start a Zelle, my guy.
You do your Zelle.
Okay. In the meantime, before I
you do your
start a
Zelle, then
Zelle, if your Cash App still work, and I appreciate your Cash App, but if your Cash App still work, can you send me a Cash App? So anyway, how do I post my Cash App in this? Okay, I'm gonna put my Cash App in the.
You just
I'm gonna put
copy
my
it.
Cash
You
App
copy
in
it
the
and
beginning
paste.
of my presentation. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
And if it's live, I don't know, Reggie. If it's live, you can just copy it and paste it in the chat. You know what I mean?
It's live.
Are we live? Are we live?
That I don't know. I think Chevron said we might be live. I'm not sure. I
wouldn't give a shit, Corey, because I talk the same shit either way it goes. But I just want to know.
All right. So
whether it's live or
I just
not,
want to make sure.
probably more
I
likely.
just want to make sure that I'm not that free information, because I'm not an expert. Y'all done went for this shit. I'm not an expert, but I'm the closest one that y'all gonna get on these channels.
You're not, because what you was looking for, I found in 2 minutes, and you still fiddling around with it.
No, because
what was the thing?
You didn't find it. You didn't find it the way I found it.
God.
So
Chef ain't shit.
And you ain't. No, he ain't. He ain't. He ain't. Okay, so let's get to the Discord. Okay. He ain't shit.
Reggie, he show ain't. He ain't. Go ahead.
My friend ain't gonna ever talk to no expert ever.
You're the closest I'm gonna get to an expert. You're right.
Yeah.
It depends on what topic you talking about.
When it comes to Egypt, like I'm not going around looking for no Egyptian expert. Like you go get their books.
Here's their mind. Okay, so I put it in the
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, Chefin is messing around with the Baltimore crabs in the basket. He had to buy them, making sure nobody else come up. In Baltimore.
This is not a primary.
Where's that? They didn't put it in the chat. Where's that?
It's in it.
I'm putting it in the chat.
It's in the main. It's in the main shit.
Can y'all see it?
You got to tap his screen. Yeah,
we see it.
Okay, let me see. We pause. I don't see it yet. Okay, great.
Oh, he's doing it on the screen.
Oh, we see your Cash App too, Reggie Mabry.
Daggone right. Thank you, Corey.
And your PayPal. I see.
All right. So what we want to do is we want to go to Plutarch's
PayPal. I can do that.
Thank you.
Somebody had put this in the chat already.
Right. We want to go to the Greek passages from Plutarch's Isis and Osiris on Egypt. Right. So, so what I did is I first put it in Greek. I put the transliteration. Now we're going to look at all of what Plutarch said. He says, among the Egyptians, Osiris is the Nile. Black ass Osiris is the Nile, who consorts with Isis. She's the earth. So Isis is the earth. Osiris, black ass can wear. Osiris is the Nile, right? And Typhon is the sea, that's Set, into which the Nile falls and therefore destroyed and scattered. This is what he says. For that part which the earth receives and drinks up, by means of which she becomes fertile. So she Isis is the land. Seir is the goddamn is the Nile, black ass,
I think that's
and
some ancient porn going on there.
right. Okay.
You got some ancient porn going on there. That's what it
That's
sounds
right.
like to me.
So
That's
now
just
the
my mind being
Nile,
the gutter though. I'm in the gutter.
the Nile. No, it's fine. I'm in the gutter too with
Right.
Shepherd. Nile is the effusion of Osiris, right? They say, Plutarch says, they say. Now watch this. He says, they say. They regard the Nile as the effusion of Osiris, right? The earth as the body of Isis. They believe the earth to be a body of Isis, not all of it, but as much of it as the Nile covers, fertilizing and uniting it with it. So Isis this is what Plutarch is saying. Egypt is a source of wisdom. Egypt is the source and original fountains of the arts and liberal science. That's what Plutarch says. Now, I didn't get to the point that I want to get to point. Now, an Egyptian reference, right? So there's nothing which the Egyptians hold in such honor as the Nile. That's what Plutarch says. Now, on the naming of Egypt, okay, so let's go here. He says, and the name of the land is also Kimia, in which the majority and most sacred of the holy writings are kept in the temples, and most of the mysteries are indicated not by words, but by letters and symbols themselves. Some also call the land thus from the inundation of the Nile, as one should say from the black mud of the river. Now he says some say, right? Now, the name of Kimia and
what the other people say, Reggie?
why? See, I'm ready for
I
you.
just want to know. I'm sorry.
I'm
a
giving it to
student.
you in drips.
I'm just a student, Reggie.
All right, come on.
You
No,
can't
don't stop.
you can't cuss the
I'm
students
giving
out,
it
though.
to you in drips.
All right, you said it
Because I
Okay.
one
already
time.
know how y'all think.
I didn't say
When
pause
you
the first
let
time you was
Reggie
giving it
finish,
to him in
man,
drips. But since you want
yeah,
to say it again, giving it to him in drips is some wild shit. And I wasn't here the whole time. What's up, brother Reggie? I just got here. But I got to say
Okay.
pause on giving it to somebody in drips. I don't even know what that means.
Drake up and
Like the
Drake down.
Nile. And we're talking about the Nile.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And
Thanks
the
for
name of
the
the land is
clarification.
also Kimia, which is great the most sacred ranks for Captain Temple, sorry. And most of the mysteries are indicated, right? And like I said over here, they have a prose that they use. Let's say some say.
So
Okay?
did you put that in
River.
quotes down there, Reggie?
Where?
You said this is classic. Some say passage about the name and the nature of Egypt.
That's from
The
this
document.
is my gathered
Okay,
research.
that's an original.
Right?
Okay, I got you.
Okay. On the name of so some say some also derive the name. Okay. But then he goes and he says some also derive the name Egyptos by combining the Aegean and the underground stream of the Nile, as if one should say Aegean under the earth. Right? So
Stop right there. Stop right there. Now I need some clarity on that. So if one of the names for Egypt was Egyptos and the Greek translation is the Aegean under the earth, how would we ever and for y'all who don't understand, the Aegean is the Mediterranean, right?
All right.
So how could
GNC.
we ever be arguing that Egypt wasn't Mediterranean? But go ahead, Reggie. Come on, keep cooking.
okay, so you choked on your own stupid logic. You choked on your own logic, right?
Beat
Thank
him
you so
up,
much.
Reggie. Beat him up.
But we also know
Beat me
that
after
the
that.
earth is. We also know that the earth is Isis, and the river is Happy is Osiris, and all he's saying is some also derive. He's telling you, he's giving you
What
he's
people are
giving you
saying.
what his research is, right?
Yeah. So let me ask Reggie: is Happy some type of formation of Osiris,
No.
or is these two different deities?
Yeah. So Happy is usually a twin, and basically Happy is the blue Nile and the white Nile, right?
So they
So now,
referring that to the Nile as Osiris in this passage here. This guy is confused. Whoever
right?
Plutarch don't know what the hell he talking about, do he?
No, he's gathering, he's trying to gather why from the people and from other scholars why things are what they are, right? So he's
Oh,
trying to
this is his methodology or something. Okay,
right.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. So then he says in this one, these then are the things that may be uttered without doors and in public, they containing nothing but matters of common cognizance. But now the most learned and reserved priests do not term the not only Osiris and the sea Typhon, but in general the whole principle and faculty of rendering moist they call Osiris, as believing it to be the cause of generation in the very substance of seminal moisture, right? So he's in the gutter. On the other hand, whatever is a dust, fiery, or anyway drying, repugnant to the wet, they call typhoon. And therefore, because they
Oh
believe he was
man, you
red
can't make
and
this shit
sallow
up.
color when he was born, they do not greatly care to meet with men of such looks, nor willingly converse with them. So if you're red and sallow, the Egyptians don't like you, right? On the other side again, they report that Osiris, when he was born, was of black complexion, because that all waters renders earth, clothes, and clouds black when mixed with them. And then the moisture also, that is, in the young person, makes their hair black, but grayness, like a sort of paleness coming up through over much drought upon such as are now past the vigor and begin to decline in years. In like manner, the springtime is gay, pecan, and very agreeable, but the autumn, through the defect of moisture, is both destructive to plants and sickly to men. Moreover, the ox, called Minervus, he's the black ox, was kept at Heliopolis and sacred to Osiris and judged to be the sire of Apis. Is a coal black color and is honored in the second place after Apis, which we may add that they call Egypt, which is one of the blackest soils in the world, as they, well, this is paraphrase, as they do the black part of the eye, chimia. They also liken it to the heart by reason of its great warmth and moisture, and because it mostly enclosed by and removed toward the left, that is the southern part of Earth. So the Prince is describing.
So
Okay,
so what
so
are we
now,
what are we proving here, Reggie? I came on a little late.
He about to get to it.
Okay.
He's saying that
Yeah, I'm where
Plutarch
you at,
said
Corey.
that
I'm giving you
Egypt
all the
that
reasons.
Kemet mean the soil or the people.
Reggie,
Right.
can I say something for you
So
on
I'm giving
this
you,
for a
and
second?
it means the Nile. I mean, sorry, and it means
okay.
it means Nile, right?
Reggie, can I
That's
say
why
something
you
real quick?
emphasize. Okay, I see why you emphasize the some say in that place back there.
Right.
Can I get 5 seconds?
That's funny.
Being,
Go
being
ahead.
that he's actually teaching something, like he's actually showing y'all something. If y'all know the man Caddyshack, put some bread in his pocket. He's actually showing you something. Go ahead, brother.
No, he got to make this
Right,
point
right.
first.
Huh? Man,
You mind if I can get some water, right? Because I gotta
okay. Go
gotta
get
push
some
off
water,
this
Yeah,
Reggie.
get to it. Yeah,
Teach
go
me
ahead. Go get some
$8.
water.
Huh?
Go get some water, Reggie.
We're not all in the same house, Reggie. I mean, I can't point you to where
So
to go.
if anyone else is interested, I asked for Reggie's PayPal. rather than
PayPal.
Cash App. Yeah, but I
Wait,
don't
so
do Cash App.
what's up with all y'all
Uh,
2025 people ain't got no cash?
Hey, this
What's going on?
2025, man. Cash
I
App is not
feel.
the devil. I'm
Yeah,
not
like how you ain't got
okay.
cash app in 2025? What's going on?
Yeah,
There's
You
too
still
many
riding?
people with
is that
Cash App.
I don't know.
Yeah,
For
It's
some
so easy to
reason,
send money through it. I'm not arguing. Nigga ain't
yeah.
all
got
right?
Cash App.
All right.
You're just
Bro,
being stubborn.
I
You're
mean,
just being
I have
stubborn.
it.
I mean, I got
I
hey,
that.
do you feed your
I
horse before
have
you
it.
go to the corner store, nigga? What's going on? This nigga still got a PayPal. I ain't used PayPal since college. Then, God damn, bro, you
Niggas
got to
is being
use up that
stubborn,
PayPal.
yo.
I
I
hate
can't even
Niggas
you.
being
remember. I
stubborn.
probably still got money in PayPal and don't even know how to get it out.
Listen,
They
they
can't have
just
that
being
shit.
stubborn and they want to aggravate their kids and family. That's it.
Yeah.
If you ain't got Cash App, you just want to be an annoyance to your friends and family.
Or you
You
just
feel
don't
me?
want
That's
to pay
all.
a motherfucker. Hey,
Hey,
Chef, you
Reggie,
just don't want
just
to pay a
passed it,
motherfucker. That's
bro.
what it is. Hey, what you got? Hey,
Just passed it,
do
Reggie.
you
You said
accept
on
doubloons?
a land or on Cameo or the Black Land. You passed it.
Hey, Chef,
Oh wait,
about
he
it.
said he was getting water. He back? I thought he was
No,
getting water.
I'm looking for where he says some say
You
in
don't
his
just show me
explanation.
if you're responsible or not. That's what
So
you
so
tell
let
All right,
me
go
let
ahead.
me
I ain't trying to interrupt.
me.
There you
Yeah,
go right there.
keep looking, keep looking, Reggie. I'm trying to figure out if I'm that nigga. Like, so I'm that guy.
Nigga, you still, yeah, you the guy that's still using doubloons long after the motherfucking currency changed to dollar.
but one is more. Listen,
No,
Zelle is
Are you
safer.
about to make a
Zelle,
argument for fucking Cash App? I mean, for PayPal? Is that what you about to do? Because I wouldn't even
no,
do that if I
and
was
sale.
no, Zelle, Zelle is safer than fucking Cash App.
No, it's
That's
not.
why I use it.
No, it's
Call
not.
your
Okay,
bank. What's going on?
Zelle is,
okay,
Call your bank.
yeah.
all right.
Zelle is
Listen.
motherfucking tied to my bank account. I don't want anybody near my bank account. Go to this app over here.
Right.
That's away from
Okay.
my bank account.
Okay. All right. Listen, you guys are educating me, so I'm not gonna argue with you.
A
I'll start.
nigga that say he got PayPal and you say you gonna pay me back, y'all. You got PayPal? He really telling you is he ain't trying to pay you. Nigga ain't trying to give you the money. That's really what he's saying.
I never knew that you can stop all transactions. Like you're dealing with bank, I can stop all transactions. I can dispute, and the money will be right back in my account.
Immediately.
This is 2025, yo.
Early Cash App was a little crazy, but this Cash App
Yeah.
now is better than a bank account. The shit quick.
Hey, what happened to
Well,
Reggie, man?
that's what I'm saying though, Brad. Like, I guess
Hey, what
I'm
happened
dealing
to
with.
Reggie?
I'm here.
The screen not
What
showing no
happened with
more.
Reggie? These niggas got dyslexia. They can't focus. They want to talk
Nah,
about
he
Cash
went and got
App.
a bottle of water and drowned. And now he back.
The screen stopped.
You back, Reggie?
Who said
What?
that?
On
Brass?
Cameo,
Brass
on
did say
Cameo
that, Reggie. Go
and the
ahead and
Black
quote him.
Land.
Don't
Okay.
pay this
Share back
shit
the
no
screen,
attention.
Reggie.
Okay, so
Because you
let
was at
me
the part on Cameo and the Black Land. I'm assuming that's where the black people thing would be. You never got to that.
no, it wasn't the black. It was I was giving you what I was trying to do is I was trying to give you all that his what he was trying to do is say collect all of what he believes is the reasons for the name, right? So
Mhm.
in that I was I was trying to show, let me just see, come here. I was trying to show where he was giving all of his
Remember,
conversations.
hey, but Reg, you got to remember the whole point of you doing the exercise was to show that Plutarch said both, or that he heard
Right.
both arguments for black land and black people. We got the black land part. We're waiting on the black people part.
I understand. So let me just I'm just trying to pull it out because that's the problem when I was looking for it and I was trying to I thought I had it there, right?
If you misremembered and it's not there, it's okay. Don't even pay attention to this guy's heuristical habit, right? But if it's not there, it's not. Maybe you misremembered.
No. It's this. Let me
It was
just.
it wasn't
There.
it wasn't
Give
there,
me a
Haskell.
second. Come on. Give me a few more seconds.
Haskell. It wasn't there.
So
It wasn't there in what I just showed.
It wasn't there, Haskell. This is a grift. He's grifting us right now.
I'm
He's
Say
not
running
that
these.
giving.
again.
What is it? It's the Harlem Hustle, the Brooklyn Magic, and the Bronx Shuffle. He hitting us with the Bronx Shuffle.
So
Listen to these
Reggie,
guys,
too
Reggie,
Reggie.
I'm
much.
literally just, hey
Hey,
Reggie,
Ray.
I'm
I'm not
literally
Way
just
too much,
listening.
Reggie. You niggas hating.
no.
They
Hey
ain't got
Reggie,
30
Man,
years.
I'm
They mad at
literally
you.
just
let
fucking
Steph
with you. I
win,
wouldn't
man.
know it
Steph
if you showed it,
is
brother. I'm just trying to
Okay.
kill
So
time because nobody's talking. But I wouldn't even know it if you
right,
showed it in the
right.
first place. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
Right,
I'm
right.
just
you
kidding.
You niggas here to run
So in
interference.
other
Continue
words,
what you're doing, Reggie.
know, this is
Hey,
how you
Red,
do a
dog.
great. This is how you really get them, right? You think that you give them something that they think that they can land on, right? And then you give them the great fail, right? So you kind of sucker them into this, right?
so,
Yeah,
so wait.
they just here to run interference. Chef, he just here to run
Okay,
interference. Don't pay
so
him no mind, Reggie.
share my screen again. Show my screen again.
I'm
So
not saying nothing. I'm waiting for the. I
Yeah,
ain't saying
yeah.
nothing.
Hold
So
on, let
it,
him cook.
it,
This time, hey,
mhm.
let's act like we at least decent in school. Just let him go. 'Cause we do sound kind of dyslexic and ADD in this motherfucker. One second. Let him go, Small. All right, your screen is
Yeah.
shared.
No,
Let him go.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, go refresh your PayPal and milk your cows. Yeah, go ahead.
and I gotta take. I actually gotta.
Talk whole book.
Tell y'all, I actually gotta take a pill. This shit got my blood pressure up. Oh my god. I could die on
See
this.
what y'all did? See what y'all did? See?
Yo,
So y'all
he
are
was.
found
I
it
really
naturally.
hope that we're not the fucking stream that finally killed Reggie. That's what I hope. I don't even want that kind of fame.
So y'all
I
found
don't want.
whether they're talking about the spoil of the
We
people.
actually got the footage of fucking Reggie dying on camera. Take your medicine, bro.
Receiving $1 on Cash App. Oh my
I told him to. I'm about as soon as I'm done eating, I got you, but I don't want it to be just me.
Okay, it's right there. It's
PayPal,
right there, Reggie.
PayPal.
I already read it.
Show me your PayPal.
Already read it.
Just ain't gonna send
Hey,
me
we
shit.
got these niggas, Reggie.
Hey, you know what, Brass?
It's
You know,
over with for these boys, dog.
I do try to give a content, and most of the content is free. But goddamn, when a person says I ain't worth shit, and y'all trying to monetize your channel, god damn.
Bro, I can only do what I could only control me, Reggie. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so the exact passage in Plutarch where he discusses the name Kimia and its possible reference to Egyptian people or to the land is found in his Dia City at Osirti, which I've read all the other passages. Specifically, section 33 in the standard English translation, the passage reads, moreover, we have heard Homer speak of Egypt as the land of Zeus. And many have supported that this country got its name Egyptus from a king called Egyptus. But the more learned say that it is from the word Ayat Cheptos, which means black, and it refers to blackness in the soil. Also, some say from Kimia, which the native Egyptians themselves call their country, meaning blackness, and thus they claim to have derived from the name of the nature of the land, and not as others would have it from the people, right? So let me just say, some say from Kimia, which the native Egyptians themselves call the
What does
country,
that
meaning
mean?
blackness, and thus they claim to
They're
have
both
derived the name from the nature of the
they're both
land
saying
and
that
not.
it's derived from the land and not the people.
Right.
Both those saying the
So
same thing.
Plutarch killed y'all then.
I
Yeah,
think
you
I
didn't
think
No,
Reggie
understand
just
Plutarch.
I think Reggie just misremembered, man. That's all that is.
Yeah, you
no,
didn't
Reggie,
read that right. Your comprehension failed.
no. See, here's the thing is, they're doubling down
I'm
as
out
to
of it.
in this time period. The fact
Funny
of the
as
matter
shit.
is, others would have it
Oh, okay, yeah,
from
he's right. Okay, no, actually Reggie's right. He's right. I see what he's saying now. Because he's saying, as others would have it, that it came from the people. So Plutarch is reporting that even in those times when he was writing this passage, there was a contingent that said that chemia referred to the soil, and it was a contingent that said it referred to the people. So Reggie is right. He's right.
Yeah,
He's right.
I mean, obviously, I read.
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that from that.
No, like that's what I thought in the first place. But he's saying no, like the people actually saying this is what it is, not what these couple wild niggas over here saying. Like this is what he's
Let me read it
what he's
again.
basically
That's what
talking
I'm
about.
Let me
getting
read
at.
it again.
That's what
Go
I'm
read
getting
it again. Read it again,
All right, let me
Reggie.
read it again, right? So
Jesus
it
Christ.
says more. Hold on. Moreover, we have heard Homer speak of Egypt as the land of Zeus, and many have supposed that this country got its name from Aegyptus, from a king called Aegyptus. But the more learned say that it is from the word Aegyptos, which means black, and refer it to the blackness of the soil.
at.
The
Also,
more learning.
some say, hold on, guys. It says
Go ahead.
also, some say from Chemia, which the native Egyptians themselves called their country, meaning blackness. And thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature of the land, and not, as others would have it, from the people. So
Right.
clearly there's a demarcation there. There's a
But he just
demographic
told you
that,
that the people themselves told you this and not this. This is what he said. You ain't getting that part?
no, it
The
says the
people, he's
natives.
saying like the Egyptians themselves is
No.
telling you this. Read it
Listen,
again. Read the last part again, bro.
read
Come
it
on, man.
again. Read it
Haskell,
again.
don't do this.
Yeah. Which the native Egyptians themselves
Mm-hmm.
called their country, meaning blackness. Now stop right there, Corey. To this point, have those native Egyptians qualified what that blackness applies to at
They
this
about
point?
to in the
In the
next
sense,
words. In the very next word, they're
okay,
going to clarify it. Go ahead.
boom. And thus they claim to
Mm-hmm.
have derived the name from the nature of the land.
Bam.
So that you're saying that they refers to the native Egyptians.
Right. Who else say who they referring to then? Who they referring to when they say that right there?
I'm taking the day to mean that the people on the other side of the argument.
Huh?
Meaning that the
Me Haskell, cut it
Oh
out.
Jesus!
Cut that
Come
Okay,
on,
so now
bro.
we go.
Haskell. What?
he's saying that
out.
Who are these niggas?
You gotta cut that out.
so
You gotta
so
cut that out.
so if that's all right, that's fine. I'm gonna concede that then. So going along those lines, then when he says as others would have it from the people, who is that contingent?
Some
Because
others, some other niggas, that some African Americans. That's what he talking.
there's no African Americans in the AD in
That's what he
the
talking about. He talking about the
in the
goddamn African Americans.
story.
Goddamn it. No, I
It
know it ain't
wasn't
no
a,
African. I understand that.
right.
I'm being.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not clear if he's. Let me read this shit
That was
again.
a joke,
I'm not
Haskell.
clear if they.
Listen, Haskell. He's just talking about others. He clearly said what the Egyptians said and the learned. He separated the learned motherfuckers and the Egyptians themselves and told you what they said. Now, and then he said the others. He didn't talk about how learned or where these niggas was from. He just said some others, right? So we
Well,
know
he
what
said
the
that
learned niggas said, and we know what the Egyptians themselves said.
No, he's
Did
talking
Plutarch
about.
at
He's
least
not
make
talking
that clear?
about the learned. He's not talking about the learned of Egyptians per se. He's talking about the learned of the Greeks,
And the Greeks,
right?
of the Greek,
right?
right,
Whoever
right.
learned is, I agree with that. But whoever the learned is, obviously the learned would
No,
know what the
but
hell they
Corey,
talking about.
that applies to that
Oh,
last
he's
part of the
starting
sentence
out.
too. When he
This is
says,
the learned
when he
part.
says, hold on, real quick, Reg. And that
And
and that applies to that last part of the sentence also, Corey. When he says, and thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature of the land. That they that he's claiming that derived the
the
name, the
Egyptians.
derived name he's speaking of is Egyptos, right? Not Kemia,
That
just so
was a
you understand,
king, right?
Mhm.
right?
So
So
they
he
were saying that the
so the
king that it
they,
was derived.
hold on. The they that he's referring to are those who is he's labeling as the more learned, which are these are
Yeah,
Greek
that's
people that
fine. I'm
right. So
agreeing
he's
with
not
that.
saying that the Egyptians say that they derive the name from the nature
No,
of the
in
land.
the
That's
after
not
in
what
the
they're
next
saying.
sentence that we just read, Haskell, they were talking about. He said the natives themselves, the native Egyptians themselves, called their
All their
country.
country, Kemia, meaning
For the
blackness.
land,
Right.
for the land, yeah, land for the land, blackness for the land.
No, you missing the
That,
argument, Chef.
no,
Corey
no,
is
no,
saying that.
because I'm past that. Like y'all gonna confuse it. There
No,
is a
I'm not.
contention in here. Listen, there's a contention in here. One is saying it's from the people, or one is saying it's from the land. And
Right.
the learned
Both
people is
contingent.
saying, yeah, the
No, you're
learned
fucking it up.
people
Both
is saying,
contingent
no, I'm
are
not.
Greek.
I'll let you get yours out. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go again.
Both contingent, because I know where you're going. You're gonna say that one contingent is Greek and the other is the native.
I'm going, you know
Uh,
I didn't. I know I wasn't, but continue.
okay, so just
That's
so
why
we're
you're supposed to
clear,
let people get it out.
just so you're right, but just so we're clear, both contingents that he's referring to are Greek. Go ahead.
All right. So they're both talking about land and people. Why we know they're talking about land, people, because he mentioned the Egyptian king, that it was derived from Egyptian king named Egypto or whatever. And it meant black. It had something to do with black. So they're saying that that shit ain't true because the learned people is saying the shit. The most learned people is saying it comes from the land and not a person or people itself. That is clear as day.
What the Egyptians say?
Start
What
from
did
the
they
top.
say the Egyptians said though, Chef?
The Egyptians
Well,
said
okay,
that it
so
came from the land.
Okay,
You did
no,
that's
not.
all
There's
I wanted to make
nothing
sure.
in the
That's all I.
now, so
you
now,
just said,
so
hold
this is
on.
how
You just said that you
this
didn't
is
say
how I
that,
do
Chef,
it.
and then you turn around and say that. Nothing in
The
that passage is
Egyptians
given.
themselves. Listen,
Nothing
it's
in
the
this.
idea is that the Egyptians
Listen to
themselves
what I'm saying.
called their
Listen to what I'm
land
saying,
Kenya.
bro. What Corey is asking you is for his interpretation, he's reading this passage as if one of these opinions or one of these viewpoints is from the native Egyptians themselves. Would you tell him that that's incorrect? Both contingencies, the less learned who are claiming that it's for the land, or right, or excuse me, the less learned are claiming that it's applied to the people, and the more learned are claiming that it's applied to the
Wait,
land.
who's the
Both
others in
those
this? Who was the others
listen
in the?
again. Both those
Who
contingencies are Greek.
who are the
No,
others in this
go
passage here?
Okay,
Who are
okay.
who
So
are
you know
who are
where
they referring to as the
can I come
others?
back in? Can I
The
come back in
others are the
for a
Greeks
second?
who make the others are the Greek people who are maintaining that it comes from that
Yeah,
is
they
named
all
for the
agree. They all
people.
agree.
So they ain't talking about Egyptians at all in this passage. All of them is Greek. That's what
Referring
y'all
Okay,
to
telling
them,
me.
but in terms of the people
But
who are
we know
making
they're
the
Greek
judgment,
speakers.
Let Reggie get back in there though.
yeah.
thank you so very much.
Whether
Well,
they
swear
Egyptians
to
or not, they
God,
were talking
I
about Greek
swear,
speakers.
I swear something wrong here. Something is definitely wrong.
Hey, but if you could,
All
So
right.
I'm
Reggie,
trying
I
to
don't know if
if
you want to stay on that point, but
Okay,
Hey,
so
I
Brad,
get
first
hey,
thing
your
Brad,
hold
frustration
on,
fast.
not
Brad,
I get your
so
understanding
at
the
least
frustration.
very
Haskel can
can
appreciate.
you do me
Can
a
I speak?
favor, Brass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's
Brass,
up?
Oh man. Okay.
I want Brass because he ain't. I don't think he got a leg
read
in
better than
a
us.
dog in the
All
fight.
right, go ahead.
Can
Don't
you
do
read
that.
that?
Don't do that,
Can you
Haskell.
read the part where it starts out with moreover, Brass?
Okay. Moreover, we have heard Homer speak of Egypt as the land of Zeus, and
Greek, Homer Greek.
Mm-hmm.
many have supposed that the country got its name Egyptus from a king called Egyptus. But the more
Greeks
learned,
again.
the more learned say that it is from the word Egyptos, which means black and refer to the blackness of the soul.
Even the
soil.
learned is
It's
Greek.
soil.
Greek. Even the learned is Greek. I agree.
Soil.
Keep going.
Also, some say from Chemia, which the native Egyptians themselves call their country, meaning blackness. And thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature of the land and not as others would have it from the people.
Now,
That's the
Brad,
Egyptians. That's the Egyptians.
thank you.
That's the
Thank
No,
Egyptians.
it's
you.
Do not
not.
ask
That's
the
all
question.
I'm saying.
Yes, it
That's all
is.
I'm
No,
saying.
it's not.
What's your question? What's your question? What is your
That,
question?
were they talking about the Egyptians right there in that last sentence you just read?
When it says as others would have it from the people?
No, just before that. Just before that. Read.
Which the native Egyptians call their country, meaning blackness, and thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature
The
of the
Egyptians,
land.
the they is
Who
the
they-
Egyptians.
The they
is the Egyptians.
Yeah,
Right? I
the
read
they
that.
is the Egyptians.
Okay, thank
The
you.
they would be
Thank
the
you.
Egyptians, and
I
the
knew
others
something
would
had to
be
be
what people from
wrong.
the outside look
That's
at.
why I
Let's
gotta
go to
ask, because
ChatGPT.
y'all was
Go to
finna see this is
ChatGPT.
what y'all, this is what
That's my
happens in
reading
this
comprehension.
community.
That's what I get
Hey,
it from.
throw it in.
Yeah,
Throw y'all swear y'all
wow.
have some
I'm
reading
gonna throw it in. I'm
comprehension
gonna
when
throw it
you
in
don't.
ChatGPT though. I'm gonna throw it in
Because look,
ChatGPT.
guess what? Guess
Yo,
what?
it's
It's a
right
easy.
there.
I know,
Don't
but I'm
do
still
that.
throwing
It's
in
an
ChatGPT.
easy.
I'm still
Listen
throwing
what
it
I'm
in.
No,
saying
we
though.
don't
It's
have
an
to,
You do
easy.
man, if
not
y'all
need
don't cut
Chat
this shit
GPT
out.
for that.
Yes,
I
you
need
do.
it, but
You
Because
just
y'all
I need it.
Man,
man,
you
I'm
I
gone.
need
I'm
it.
understand
gone.
the
I'm gone. I'm
syntax,
gone.
bruh. You have
I'm gone.
you understand the syntax.
Eat
You
Chef
some
Price
crabs.
style is the
Eat
funniest shit
some
ever.
eat some crabs when you go. Get a bushel of crabs.
y'all gotta
I'm gonna I just want listen. I know what it sounds like to me just from English. I'm using ChatGPT to confirm or reaffirm what I already know. But I'm gonna use ChatGPT. That's what it's for. Fuck that.
Hey, throw it in Chat GPT. Cause y'all swear y'all got some reading comprehension, boy. But because I see the
But I'm gonna need
mistake
to
y'all
know
make.
if it's not what it is. I just need ChatGPT to tell me that Miss Pemberton taught me wrong back in the day.
obviously. That's what I'm saying. Something got to be wrong here.
Bro, in Haskell, I just had
Y'all,
deja vu, bro.
he
Me and you,
associating the they
we
claim.
did this before. We had this conversation before.
He's associating that part where it says they claim to have derived the name. He's associating that the subject. He think that subject is associated with native Egyptians in that sentence, when actually it's related with the some say. The part where it says some say
Right.
from Chemia is still speaking about that same contingent of people who are the some say. It's not
All right,
referring
I'm looking
to
it up. I'm gonna look it up. But if I say it or
man,
ChatGPT says it, I'm gonna need you to stop fighting. That's all I'm gonna say. If I got it and they got it, I'm gonna need you to stop.
what do you
But
what do you
let
ask this
Reggie.
Chat GPT? I
I'm
don't trust.
putting. I said
Yeah.
who is the they in thus they claim. Hold
Mhm.
on. Thus they claim to have derived the nature of the land.
From the nature of the land, right?
Yeah.
Who's that
I just
referring
want to
to?
know who is the they. Who is the they referring to? Okay, I'll do it that way. And let Reggie go, bro. He was cooking. I don't know if y'all got off topic.
Well, my whole point while you begin to do that, what I'm trying to get you all is to the origin of the conversation where it becomes Egyptology. So Egyptology is, of course, coming from the Greeks, right? And they're taking a point of view largely from on this word Kemet from Plutarch. And Plutarch is not a native Egyptian. He comes into land and he's doing some inquiry. And so the simple fact that he is bringing in all the data allows us to understand that later there's a choice being made as to why Egypt, Kemet is called the Black Land, right? And so, so, so there's a choice, but
What did
he
the
didn't.
Egyptians say?
Right, that's what we're trying to get to in a second. Okay,
Haskell
so I
was
wanted to
correct.
get you there. I
Haskell
wanted
was
to get you
correct.
there.
Hey, Reggie, you're interrupting my gloat session, man. Say
Real
that
quick,
again,
Reggie.
Brad.
I need 30 seconds, Reggie.
No, I apologize, Haskell, because you
I gotta
cooking.
get. I
Haskell,
gotta get some data.
Haskell is correct. The
How?
they and thus they claim refers to the learned interpreters, scholars Plutarch is citing, not the Egyptians themselves.
You know why? You know why, Chef? It's because the level of English that we're taught in Caribbean education is at a supreme level to
I like that. That's
education.
good. That's a good one. That's
It
good.
says, listen, it
You
says
deserve
at first
that.
glance, it says at first glance in English, they, by a normal American, could be read as the Egyptians themselves or the some say
I'm
group of
disappointed.
interpreters. But Greek text, it says Greek text actually uses wording like this. So why the English feels off is English doesn't always carry over the Greeks. This is what scholars say. The translators thus they claim is really thus the interpreters claim. If it were the Egyptians speaking directly, Plutarch would phrase it differently. He would say the Egyptians themselves say. So in clearer English,
Right.
Plutarch is saying some explain it from Chemia, the Egyptians' own name for their land, meaning blackness, and these people, the explainers, say the name is derived from the nature of the land. So Haskell was correct. And Greek is just in Greek, Plutarch.
I don't get
He writes
that. Wow.
it. I'm gonna send it to you, but it's
We
how
do say the Egyptians.
nah, but in Greek, it's not.
No,
we're
still
interpreting
fighting,
it
though.
correctly. Hold on, we're interpreting it correctly in English, but what they're saying is how they write in Greek. He's talking about the interpreters, not the
It
Egyptians.
says
Because
the
if you look,
native Egyptians themselves.
And
Oh,
then
That's
right
what
there,
God.
then
you
y'all
could,
just
and
want
right
to
there,
fight.
you
Right
could
Y'all
have
just
read
want to
that
fight.
he
Then
would
go
have
ahead and
said
fight.
You still
themselves.
trying to fight, bro?
If y'all want to
Listen,
fight, y'all want to fight
listen,
ChatGPT,
listen,
bro.
No.
listen. Let's
Wow.
make this make sense, right? Let's use your understanding. It says the
Dog, put me in
native
right
Egyptians
now. If the chat
themselves.
would have said something the opposite, and I would have been fighting right now.
No.
Y'all
So
gonna
why would they say, hold on, why would they say the native Egyptians themselves? So obviously they're referencing something that the Egyptians say themselves.
I'm just telling you what
Yes,
ChatGPT
what they
said,
were
bro. And I put it.
Oh
I
my
put it.
God, yo! Like, yo,
That
bro.
bomb is
And
definitely wasted.
Chef, are you? Hold on, let me help Chef out. What the native themselves call their country Kemia. That's it. That's
And
what
the
it's
way he's
referring
saying
to.
is, he's saying
Which
that
means
it's not the Egyptians directly speaking in the text. It's Greek intellectuals
I know
reporting.
it's the Greek.
no, we know that part.
We know that. So you
Yeah.
So
I
these
just put
niggas
it in.
really
I
still
just put
trying
it
to
in the
fight,
chat, bro.
I
I just put
think
it in the chat.
niggas trying to
ChatGPT don't
fight,
understand
dog.
that
Did you
question.
hear Chef? Chat GPT fucked that up. So chat,
They
so
did. He
small,
don't.
small in the
I
chat.
don't think it's right. I don't think it's interpreting the question right.
Disagree
Okay,
with niggas. They
so
Now y'all don't think this is, oh my God, oh my goodness. Oh my
and it's the same shit.
Because of what it said. It says it's not
And this what they accuse the
Egyptians
cultures.
and
we
the.
know this.
Corey,
Greeks.
hold on. And I hate
We
that we
know
gotta
the
get hung up
Greeks
on
are
me.
talking.
Ain't that what y'all accuse them niggas are always doing?
Yeah,
Not
y'all
accepting
sound
good
kind of
and
crazy
We
right
know
now.
the Greeks
Exactly,
are talking.
exactly.
Y'all
But
sound
now
kind of
y'all
crazy right now.
Maybe I don't know. I could be wrong.
So
Maybe
listen,
I can
Corey.
go
All
with
right, so
you.
Corey, listen.
All right.
To go the wrong way, to go the long way. Just listen. I asked it, who is the they referring to in thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature of the land? It says, good question. The they or thus they claim in the Plutarch passage is a little tricky because he is summarizing different explanations people gave. How it breaks down in the context is Plutarch says some people connect the name Aegyptos with a king. Then he says the more learned or something in Metal Netter, I think, or Greek. I can't even read that.
I ain't buying it.
Say it comes from the word meaning black, referring to the soil. Then he adds, also some say from Chemia, which the native Egyptians themselves call their country meaning blackness, and thus they claim to have derived the name from the nature of the land, and not as others would have it from the people. So the they in thus they claim refers to the learned interpreters, scholars Plutarch is citing. He's saying that these interpreters derived the name Aegyptos Chemia, from the nature of the land, not from the appearance. It says, in other words, Plutarch is recording a debate. Some people thought the name came from the soil, and others thought it came from the people. So the they equals the more learned etymologists and interpreters in Plutarch's time.
And then the others
Y'all just wrong, bro.
No,
Hey,
we
right.
not. No,
Yeah.
we not. When they
Why?
say
I'm
themselves,
going
the
to accept it,
Egyptians,
Chef.
when
I'm
it
going to
says
accept
the Egyptians themselves, who are
Wow,
the,
Chef, this look
who
really
are the
bad on
Greeks?
you, bro.
No,
it.
who
No,
are the
This
no,
looks
I
How
real
said
y'all
bad
gonna
on
let me
you,
get it?
bro.
it's just
I'm gonna mute
it's
out till y'all
written
let me get
fucked
it out.
up,
I'm
Chef.
gonna mute out.
No,
It ain't
he
written
gotta
in
go with his
American.
You gotta take your
It's
Hold on,
not
L's with
written in
what he
grain
goes,
of
American.
hey,
salt.
whether he wrong or right, let him get his shit off. Go ahead, Chef.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
When it says the Egyptians themselves, they're referring to what the Egyptians say. I know it's coming from the Greeks, but they are referring to what the Egyptians say themselves. We're saying that's what the Egyptians are saying. Y'all don't get that? We
Yeah.
wrong right there. We
RG,
know
put it
that.
in,
We know
put
that the Greeks.
put Chef
We know that
objection
the
in chat
Greeks.
GPT.
God,
What is
Put
he
put
saying?
Chef
What is
Chef
the objection,
contention in
bro?
chat GPT, dog.
So
What's your
but I don't
contention?
even know what they're saying. What's the contention? Egyptians themselves, or it means the
Yeah,
Egyptians? What
no.
I,
right.
So
That's what
Chef,
we're saying.
you gotta see where it's at. You ain't looking at it, right? So I'm looking at the paragraph. Is you looking at it?
No.
You got to pull it
yeah,
up. You'll
it's two
see.
separate things.
You'll see what they
It's two
talking about
separate. Yeah,
when
it's
you
two
look at
separate
the
things, Chef. Like the
yeah.
Egyptians themselves is cut off, and then they start talking again when they go into the
All right. So
thus
it's
they
all
claim.
in
Thus
the
they claim.
it's
Yeah,
all in
it's
the
not a
some
run-on
say.
sentence.
It's all in
Yeah.
the some say part. Chef. Right?
I don't even know what to ask ChatGPT.
Yeah. It says also some say from Kimia,
Hey, sometimes you gotta
which
take
the
a L. You
native.
gotta take
So
L's with
they only talking about, so with the native Egyptians part, Chef, right, they talking about the name Kimia. So that and meaning blackness, right? That's it. That's all they talking about from the native Egyptians, right?
boom.
When it goes on to say,
Now you got it,
and
Corey.
thus they claim to have deriven the name from the nature of the
They
land.
talk about the Greeks again.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
It
got
says the
It's written
Egyptians. It
I
says the
wasn't
kind of
looking
fucked
at
Egyptians.
it
up.
at first. I was just
It's
listening
written
to it. But when you look
It
at it,
says the
Stephen,
phrase.
you can see it.
from
You
a
can see
syntax standpoint in English. If you were to write this sentence in like
It would be the
English,
Egyptians.
yeah,
It would be
yes,
the
I'm
Egyptians.
saying, but yeah, it's a fucked up way to even write to
Yeah, because
construct.
it's the. But listen to this, Haskell. It says though the phrase the Egyptians themselves call their country Kimia is just background info. Plutarch is
Mhm.
reporting what Egyptians called their land, but the they claim part that follows does not grammatically point back to the Egyptians. It points to the interpreters. And it
Mhm.
does say, because of the way he writes, it's a Greek grammar breakdown. It's not an English grammar breakdown. So it's not how we would write it. So exactly what Haskell said. How we would write it, we would get Egyptians. How they would write it, or how Plutarch is writing it, he means the interpreters and the
Mhm.
etymology.
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, so Reggie, where
All
you at?
right.
Because you wasn't even done. You was still doing your
It
Said,
thing.
was a fair fuck
hey,
up. It was
Haskell.
a fair
Haskell, this
fuck
Wait,
up.
man
wait, wait,
just
wait.
said, fuck
Players
Chat
fuck up too.
GPT. Hey, you know what's
All
funny
right.
though, Corey? Here's
Uh-huh.
the fucked up shit I just realized though. Y'all niggas actually fight really dirty, bro. Cause y'all will tell somebody your Chat GPT source as if it's like the Constitution. But then when somebody else say something, if that thing would have came back and agreed with us, y'all wouldn't have said a
Oh
word.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I mean,
Because I'm not gonna
it's just the
lie,
English
bro. That
grammar that we interpret it in that way. Like it's like
But
no
I'm
way.
saying like
This is
that's
not
what
what we
ChatGPT
learned.
is
So
for.
it
I know,
goes
but
against everything we learned. You know what I'm
But
saying? So that's why
ChatGPT
we
gonna
fought
give us the Greek, and it's gonna give us the what's the name. But y'all niggas said fuck ChatGPT. Like, what's going on around here?
yeah, that's pretty strong
Hey,
word,
you should
fast.
no,
you should
like
use
it's
you should
not like
use PayPal
no.
and go to the library, Smalls.
I'm cool with
You don't use
it.
ChatGPT,
I'm cool with it.
Huh?
I think it was
hey,
I think it was a fair challenge of
hey,
Chad.
Brad.
you, right? Because
Was my victory recorded?
Yes, this is recorded. This is no. I might clip it, but this is definitely recorded.
Oh yeah. This definitely a feather in the cap. I'm counting this as a feather in the cap.
Oh
I
no
don't care
no no
what.
no no! This is a kill shot because the
yeah,
passion that Chef had
Right.
for his argument, it to just be like,
shit,
okay,
me
yeah, this is a kill
too.
shot. This is a kill shot. Now you backed off
Yeah.
way earlier. You went from agreeing to you was trying to explain it to Chef. This is bad.
Yeah,
This is bad.
that was in the end. But
I
I
might put
came
this
first
one by
because
itself for sure.
I think Chef was agreeing with them at first, and then I kind of convinced.
He
It
was.
went
That was
back and forth.
crazy.
It
Yeah,
went back
Chef
and
was
forth.
agreeing with us at
But my
first.
question
Yeah,
is this what Reggie? Is this how Reggie was explaining? Was this what you was asking Reggie the whole time,
No,
Corey? Oh, okay, because I was trying to figure out if Reggie read it
Nah,
the
but
same way
Reggie
ChatGPT
Re-
did
Reggie,
he explain it to
Reggie
him?
point solid. Reggie point solid.
Okay,
but
Right.
Reggie made his point.
Because
he
okay,
proved this.
that was where the argument
Yeah,
started. I said I think Plutarch killed you. I read you. I think we
Yeah.
were saying, and Chef was saying Plutarch just killed you right there. But really,
So
no, he
So he
wasn't.
was just
so this debate been going on for 2,000 years. I'm not, that
your Plutarch got you, bro.
it was arguing
Plutarch definitely got you right now.
in Greece.
Plutarch got you, Haskell. We can't hear shit you saying.
Oh no, I was
You
saying,
chopped
can
and
y'all hear me
screwed.
now?
Yeah, you good.
A
yeah.
little
Can
bit
y'all hear me
better. A
now?
little
Yeah.
bit better.
Plutarch let you
Let me
go.
get off this. Now, I was saying that it's a trip that they've been having this same debate 2,000 years ago in Greece. Like, I ain't know that. I ain't know the debate was that old.
Yeah, I didn't know it went that far back.
Yeah,
so
small.
And
so obviously people was referred to as black 2,000 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
That kills Uncle them.
Yeah, but the word black, can I ask a question? It's a stupid question, but I'll ask it. Ain't no stupid questions. The word black didn't exist 2,000 years ago.
What?
No, not
yeah,
black.
No, remember, it's translated from the Greek.
Translation.
Yeah, so it's probably like Melanus or Melanchthros that
No,
So
I
what
think
is their
translating as black.
word?
I don't think
What
it
is
would have
their
been
so
that.
they had a
I don't
word
even
for
I don't even like what he's saying.
no, they had a so
That's a
they had
semantic
a
argument. We
no,
know
I'm
he's
asking a
saying.
question. No, I'm just asking a question for
We
clarity.
know each
No, I'm
It
language
saying
can't
has
the
be
their
literal
semantic because
word.
own.
I don't know anything. I don't know
Well, we
anything
No,
know
about
the
Chef,
what
we're
English
saying
black
the
is
language.
literal
semantically.
the literal word black in the passage.
The
What
English
Greek word are
word
they
black didn't
translating?
exist.
So
No,
the
but
English word black
Right.
didn't exist. So what was
yeah,
Right.
their
but
word for black? What was the word? What was their word for
whatever
black?
it is, it translates to black in our language. It
Right.
wouldn't be here if it didn't. You dig what
No,
I'm
Chef.
saying?
What I'm
Like
saying. No,
they
no.
wouldn't fuck that
Dig
up.
what I'm saying. No. But are you? How do you know? This is just. I'm just asking questions for clarity. How do you know they're dark? Like, how do you know it meant black? Like, what if it meant dark or charcoal or something like that? How do you know it translated
It
dark or
does.
black?
It is all of that. The same way
Mhm.
black is all of that in our
Okay.
language.
So
Like
wait. So did we
Yeah,
just
but
find?
but
Did
the
y'all just figure
context.
out that Egyptians was black, or what are we doing?
No, no,
no,
no.
no.
Remember,
It
the
was the
original
land. What's the
dispute
land?
was the original dispute was that Reggie was pointing out that even as far back as 2,000 years ago, that there were people who were of the opinion that the black in Chem was referring to people, and he
Right.
was saying that was on the record 2,000 years ago, which it shocked me. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Because I was with Chef.
And this
I'm like, man, that shit.
proves that. This passage proves that.
Yeah, it
Hell yeah.
proves that there
Hell
was
yeah.
it proves that there was a
Yeah.
contingency of people 2,000 years ago in Greece who believed that the term chem or the term kemet in reference to the country's name was in reference literally to the color of the people.
We back at it, Haskell.
So who
He done
says
started
different?
Black Egypt
Who
back
said
up.
Yeah, it's
yeah, who
right back
says different?
on.
No, wait, Haskell, stay right there.
Just
Lord,
when I thought I
Or
was out,
Reggie. Maybe I should send this to Reggie.
it pulled me
Who
back
says
in.
that? Who said that it wasn't? Who said it wasn't that?
I did.
No, other than you. Like Reggie, have you read this to other people, or is this the first time you read this? I don't even know if Reggie there.
You ready to decide another?
I hope he didn't take that blood pressure pill and fall the fuck out.
Yeah, crazy, bro.
You ready to
That's
decide
crazy.
another? No, he's still up there.
Nigga
Reggie still.
laughing.
So I never
Wait,
That
said
don't
so
mean that don't mean he's
has this been read in public though, Haskell? Like, is this something? Is this new
it's the
or is
first
this
time
like?
it's the first time I've seen it. And it's crazy because I'm sure it has though. But for as long as they've been having this debate, that's a
This
hell of a
seems
bombshell
easy.
for the
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Right, that's where I'm going, Haskell. For as long as this conversation been
because
going
before
on,
that, right?
where the fuck
Niggas
is this
don't do
precedent?
shit the easy way though. Brass. That's the problem with these niggas.
Yo,
They go
I ain't
all
gonna
around
lie
the
to you,
right,
Chef.
good. They
Yeah,
do.
you're right. Hey,
Yo, they
that's one
hard.
thing about it. That's one thing I was gonna say, bro. And Reggie, if you're on here, forgive me. But I said this even 5 years ago when you did the Morse debate. You guys don't know your argumentation. You guys don't have a good grasp on how to craft arguments because for
Yeah,
me,
that's gonna
it's
end up
about
bad.
it's about parsing the entire data set and finding those bullets. That's how you do that. You don't got to go into all of the minutia, the this, that. No, you get together a couple bullets, nigga. That's a
Get them
bullet.
niggas
That's
out
the
of here and get them niggas out of here.
yeah, and get niggas out the way.
I
Cause
gotta
I ain't
say
even
that's
noticed.
impressive, bro. This is impressive. I gotta like Haskell. I gotta believe that this has to have been read before, and then
And
niggas
ain't
just
nobody listen. Ain't nobody
yeah,
listen.
Niggas
right,
gloss,
right, right,
niggas
right.
gloss
That's what I'm
And,
over it.
saying.
and he
Yeah,
never pulled it back out. He didn't know that it was a nuke, right? And he
Yeah,
never pulled that bitch.
No,
yeah.
no, no.
So
You know what happened? See, it depends on whose platform I'm arguing with. So if I'm arguing on Unc's platform with them, they are controlling the dialogue. They're complete. In this one, it's much more open in the sense that we have other people who could check. We have all the same tools. Unc and them, Unc's platform on when we were having this conversation was to his experts. They would run to the experts and say, what do the experts say? And I'll say, oh, the experts are missing this. They're not bringing this up. And so when you ask them, they're not talking about Plutarch, they're not talking about the origins, right? So I'm listening to the experts and I'm like, no, the experts is leaving stuff out because they don't know. They completely don't know. So now we know that the Greeks are trying to understand from their perspective and their biases, even though they use words like melacros, right? Calling the people black, right? Using those words, we find that there has been this debate going on for a long time, but there were people that said they are black not because of the soil per se,
because of the
right?
people.
But they did
Yeah.
call themselves black. And I read in the Minerva's Bull, which is my work, right? Because they're adherents of this black cattle, right? But it depends on the platform, family. Now, the issue is where in the corpus of the Egyptian inscriptions, what do they say? Right? Now, Plutarch is closer to some of the last passages that was written in Egypt about the subject. So the issue is, what do they say? What do they say about it? Now we go to the Egyptians, right? But on certain platforms, no matter what we say or what we do, because guess what? It could be all, or it could be nothing, or it could be in between. These are just people talking. But what we're doing is the conversation with Unc and them is like, oh, they never called themselves black, which now we know, right, from Plutarch's perspective, that's not correct. So now all of you know that. But if you was listening to them, you would listen to those arguments, right? Now we know from Plutarch that there was a discussion. Now we can go back to the Egyptian point of view where they talk about uh, uh, the word Kemet as being connected to the people. I'm sorry, maybe I'm not, you know, I shouldn't be handling the nuclear bomb, like Haskell said. But
Yeah,
what we
because I
did
ain't
do
gonna
to,
lie to you, Reggie, real quick.
yes,
In past exchanges I've heard between you and other detractors, I think would be more something that I would belabor this passage from Plutarch much more so than the allegories of the black bulls and relating it to people. That's too convoluted. This right here, it cuts right through. You get what I'm saying? So
well, yes, well, no, I agree. I agree, but in my work since 2019 in arguing with Osor and them, I put more emphasis on trying to find out all the reasons, just like Plutarch was doing, right? And in
right.
what I read to you, a black bull came up. Did it or did it not?
I think that was in an earlier passage in the same from the same document, right?
Right.
The
So
same
let
doc.
me
You're
let me just
saying, yeah.
so let me pull it up and let me just pull it up just to put it there. So let me just see Minerva's. Minerva's. I'm gonna yeah. Okay, so let me share my screen
And,
again.
and just so everybody knows, this doesn't conclusively prove that it means that it was referring to the color of the people. But
No.
what it does is it gives way more credence to that idea because prior to that, we kind of most of us had the impression that that shit was just some shit some Afrocentrists
That
just
Diop made up. Right.
right that Diop just made up out of thin air to make black people feel good. So what this source does is, you feel what I'm saying? It gives some historical credence and backing to the idea. Because before people like Chef looked at the idea as being ridiculous. Like, come on, man, get out of here.
Okay. So now let's go back. Is my screen still sharing? Is my screen
Yeah,
still
it's
sharing?
sharing, Reggie.
Okay, so remember now, Plutarch is calling the red people sallow, and then he says something that the people of Egypt don't even deal with them. He says, then these then are the things that may be uttered without doors and in public. They contain nothing but matters of common cognizance, but common understanding. But now the most learned and the reserved priests do not term the Nile only Osiris and the sea Typhon, but in generally the whole principle and faculty of the rendering moist they call Osiris, as believing it to be the cause of generation and the very substance of the seminal moisture, right? Semen, right? And on the other hand, whatever is a dust, fiery, or any way drying and repugnant to the wet, they call Typhon, which is set, and Osiris, moisture, right? Chem where? And therefore, because they believe he was of a red and sallow color when he was born, they do not greatly care to meet with such men of such looks, nor willing converse with them. So he's saying anybody who is yellow, sallow, the ancient Egyptians is not interested in dealing with them. On the other side, again, they report that Osiris, when he was born, was of a black complexion. He's their God. Because that all waters renders earth, clothes, and clouds black when mixed with them, and he's doing its moisture thing, and the moisture also that is in the young persons makes their hair black, but grayness like a sort of paleness comes up through over much drought upon such as are now past the vigor and begin to decline in years. So now we know that Osiris' complexion was black, right? And it wasn't black because of the fertile soil. It's black because of clouds, moisture. He's just black, right? From cosmic, he's a god, a deity, a nature. But in like manner, The springtime is gay, kind, and very agreeable, but the autumn, through defects of moisture, is both destructive to plants and sickly to men. Moreover, the ox named Minervis, which is kept at Heliopolis and is sacred to the Osiris and judged by some to be the sire, is of a coal black color. Minervis is like uh, a netcher, right? And he is of a coal black color. Oh, and he is honored in the second place after Apis, to which we may add that they call Egypt as they do the black part of the eye, Chimia, right? They also liken to the heart of its great warmth. So then that allowed me to look into the cattle worship, which is earlier than Egypt, right? Now, but these are what the Greeks are saying, and hence you have Egyptology uh, uh, taking these concepts of the blackness of the soils and things like that. But what does the Egyptian say? That's the that's so then we get into what the Egyptians say. So now we can look at what the Egyptians say, at least on this channel. And yeah, okay. So and then they're also addressing something called chemia, which we believe is Kemet, right? But it also has other connotations to it. So, so okay. So now the Greeks say from Dr. Sandro Kichi, which I looked it up, right? Because it says, oh, forget the meta nature. Because black, this is the Duran Neti, right? Because black, Kemet, right, is said to be the eye of Osiris. It is his pupil. So now the argument was, is it just the black land because of the fertile soil? The Egyptians say no. The Egyptians say that Egypt is the eye of Osiris. Has nothing to do with the Nile, the river, none of that bullshit. Has something to do with a realm. So Kemet is a realm, and that realm is the eye of Osir. That's what the Egyptians say. So my argument was either way was Kemet just don't mean, and the Egyptians just didn't believe that it was the black soil, because in their own words, Kemet here is not associated with no fucking Nile, no fucking black soil, none of that. Kemet is associated with the eye, right, of Osir. So here's Osir, the Netcher, the god, the Netcher, Osir, right? And it is his irit, right? In this case, his pupil. Well, over here is his pupil. It is his pupil, right? It is his pupil. So Kemet is the pupil of Osiris. And then when we go back to Plutarch, Plutarch is saying, okay, Greek people are looking at what the ancient Egyptians are saying, right? And he himself says he's being spiritual too, right? What does he say? What is it? Because I read a lot of what he says, but he uses Osiris a lot in his explanation, as they say, some say. So my whole point of it is, Ankh and the rest of them are saying that Kemet means the black land. It always meant the black land. And my thing was, no, it has nothing to do with the black land, right? It
That's
has
crazy to
something to
say
do.
that though. That's
Why?
crazy to say that, Reggie, that it has nothing to do with the black land. Right? Like that's, you know what I mean? Now, because like
No, I don't know what you mean.
no,
Nah, I
check
don't
it
know
out.
what you mean.
Well, that's your listen. Because I'm
What
just
I'm saying,
reading.
what you don't understand is that
I
there
don't
is,
care. Listen, what I'm saying is, you saying if you have multiple sources, right? even going back to the ancient Greeks, that's telling you that, there's references of it talking about the land or people making a connection with the name of Egypt and Kemet, with blackness referring to the soil. You dig what I'm saying? And then you say that it has nothing to do with land. Like you're going too far. Now, could it possibly have some reference to the people? Yes. You know what I mean? But to say completely that it has nothing to do with the land, yeah, I think that's where you went too far. You know what I mean? I can
Okay.
rock with you up until you
You
dive
wasn't
off the cliff.
rocking with me. You wasn't rocking with me until they put your ass under ChatGPT and and they looked at the text. So you rocking partly with me, but what I am trying to say is that
But do
the
you understand what
Greeks,
I just said? You
I
said it has
understand what you
nothing.
say.
You said it has nothing to do with the land.
I am saying what the reason why I'm saying that, Chefren, is because the Greeks associated with the soil. In this thing right here, Egypt is named because its lands are black among all, like the black eye of Kimia.
Hey, what
Now,
text is
here
that
is
from? What text is that from, Reggie? What's the context of
the same
that quote?
chapter, the same that we read. I just took this part out. This is
You
when
know, I'm
Plutarch was
saying what?
saying,
No, I'm saying that the part where it says because Egypt is said of the eye of Osiris. I'm saying that particular text. What papyrus or what?
oh,
You
that's
know what?
Edfu.
Okay.
That's Edfu. Here
So
goes the
you're
source right
saying that
here.
the Egyptians being there for 4,000 years, they wouldn't make a reference in 4,000 years to the color of the soil and the soot pertaining to their land. If other people come in and make that observation right off the bat, you're telling me that the people who lived there for 4,000 years would be devoid of that observation and using that as a reference? That's kind of
It's not in the text. It's not in the
No,
text
you're
corpus.
making the point that you're
that would be
assuming.
kind of hard
No,
for
you're
me
making the
to
point
believe.
that you're
You know what I mean?
you're
But does
make,
that make
you're
sense
make,
to y'all though? Before you start
no, yeah, it
arguing though,
makes
Reggie,
it
before you
makes
start arguing,
perfectly
let's
sense.
just use
But what
logic.
you're doing is you're taking the Greek rationale and you're trying to find it in ancient Egypt, and the clay the
So you
god.
telling me I can't go find Kemet referring to land and soil and from the ancient
No,
Egyptians? Are you telling me
no,
I can't do that?
no, no,
No, I can't do it.
you cannot.
Oh my God.
You won't find it, Chef.
Yo, how many times? What is that? What did Tail do? Smash keep reading all the time. What is that? When the guy went down when he was in
Oh,
uh
the eloquent. I think that's the
peasant.
eloquent peasant. I think that's what you're referring to.
Right. So what is that referring to when he's going down into the Kemet? When he was in one part of the country and then he's going down into the Kemet. You dig what I'm saying? If that was in reference to people, then all of the people in that land would have been called that. So why is he going to a specific place along the Nile and they're calling that going down into the Kemet? If it's not in reference to the land,
So let me
that
answer
wouldn't
it.
be in reference to the people.
Let me answer it.
No, I don't even want to hear it because you about to do some crazy
Yeah, you
shit.
see, family. No, you won't let me answer it, and I'm
I
the
want
best to
somebody
answer it.
else to answer it because you
You can answer it better than me. I know the story.
Go ahead. Go ahead and trick them.
Okay. First of all, now we're exactly in a period where Kemet becomes a place name. It becomes a place name in two stories that we have access to. One, instructions of King Keri to Merikari, right? That is in the 11th dynasty. Then Then later, or almost about that time, you have the eloquent peasant. Eloquent peasant is a non. How can I say? It's a story, right? Now, what we find is that now he is going. The eloquent impu is going to a place named Kemet, not the whole country, just
Okay.
a particular place at this
Mm-hmm.
time, which they're calling Kemet to sell his goods. So at this point, Kemet is not the name of the whole land, right? And it is no reference to to a river or anything. He's just simply going to Kemet. Seems to be a festival going on or something like that. I have an idea, but that's my own personal research. That he's going down to Kemet because it seems to be a venerated place. It's not the name of the whole Egypt. Merikari now, when he calls Kemet, he actually uses the Nuit sign, but still at Merikari's time, he's a nomarch. He's fighting against the Thebians. It's not the name of the whole country. It's just a place.
Hey, real
Later,
quick, Reg, and that goes to why, Chef, you always heard Smash reading that eloquent peasant passage, because he's pointing out that the soil thing doesn't add up, because when he says he's going down into Kemet, I believe, I may be incorrect, that he was like in the Delta area, right? And the
he was
Delta
in the
area is
salt.
No,
You're
no.
correct.
No.
He's
He was
he's
over in the Sinai somewhere, motherfucker, and he was going into the fertile area to get because
mm,
no, he wasn't in the Delta.
was he
no,
in the
he's going to a
Sinai or was
particular
he in the Delta?
place.
Yeah, he was somewhere in Natron, some rocky
Right.
area where they were mining and
The
stuff. And
Wadi
that's not
Natron? I think you got the
yeah.
Wadi Natron, and what's the other one? Wadi what? There's Wadi Natron and there's another Wadi. So you're saying the Sinai. So is that right, Reg? Was it the Sinai or was it the Delta? Where was he coming from?
It's up in that it's up in that region. We could pull up a map so we don't have
Yeah,
to
it's in
guess.
the
But
it's
the
in the
fact of
Delta
the matter is,
because we know the nome that he was coming from.
right.
I believe.
So
I
Right.
might be messing that up.
I think
right.
you
The
messing that
fact of
up.
the matter is the fact of the matter is the whole country wasn't named Kemet. It was a place that he was going to for a particular reason. He was
So
going to a
the
particular
Wadi
place.
Natron, was that a fertile area, or was that towards the Sinai, like a mining area or something?
So you're trying to bring in this whole thing of fertile and stuff like that.
No,
The
this
fact of the
answers
matter is
question.
that he
Oh
was
my
going
Let's
God.
answer the
down.
question.
Y'all make shit so hard, yo. Like,
Yeah, let's answer
No,
it for
because
him,
it's
Reggie. Let's
smarter.
answer it. Let's answer it for him.
What?
No, I'm saying let's answer his question, Reg. Let's answer it.
These people were in places. He was moving from one place to another place.
of course.
At this time, at this place, he wasn't. The whole country wasn't named Kemet.
Yeah,
This
we got
time.
that part, Reg, but he's claiming that he was in the Sinai, in the Wadi Natron, this infertile, inhospitable place. Is that correct, or was he somewhere else? You didn't answer his question, though.
No, he was in the salt places. He was in the
Exactly.
salt places. But I'm not gonna say that it was not fertile. I'm not gonna wait. Let me stop sharing my
If
screen.
it's
I'm
a
not gonna
salt
say it wasn't
plain,
fertile.
why would you?
No, what I'm trying to say is what you don't understand and you don't want to understand is that Kemet wasn't the name of the whole country at that time period.
You gonna let me get back in the game? That's crazy. When you just could have said
It's not in the
it plain.
game. It's not in the game at all.
You know, some of the things we don't even have to argue about, Reggie. You feel me? Some
No,
stuff
we
is not
don't,
even
but
an argument, right? Just get to it. That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. Bad argument. So now
no,
we
what
don't
you're
know when
doing
to
is
listen to
using
you.
loaded words. You're trying to create a fertility You're trying to create a fertility and
Well,
non-fertility.
why wouldn't that mean
That's a
something
load of
to
work.
hold on? Why wouldn't that mean something to an agriculturalist society? That would, for them not to have an abundant
reading
of
and stuff, you're reading, you're doing interpretation.
Look, Haskell, for them to not have abundant references to fertility and soil in an agricultural society would be insane.
It was agripastoral, and I mean, if it's not in the text corpus, it's not there.
What's not in the text corpus?
This reverence for the land or deifying the land. Is it there? Maybe I could be wrong. Is it?
These niggas didn't trick y'all up with all that crazy nutty shit.
I mean,
this
you want us to be in your
code. Not in the text corpus. This
not in your code. That's how we do it.
That shit? Y'all really believe that shit that these niggas been ripped off?
Jeffrey, I never asked. Wait, hold on.
I don't even believe that shit like that.
Jeffrey, I never
believed it. I never believed it.
Jeffrey, I never asked you this. What's your last grade of education?
Can I get a bomb? Let me get a bomb.
The 7th grade.
Talk that shit, Reggie. Talk that shit.
I never asked you this because sometimes if your teachers and
fuck
shit,
out of here with that shit, Brad.
What's your last?
Yeah.
What's your
Ask him
last
again,
grade
Reggie.
of education?
The 7th grade.
Oh, that's not true, Chef.
It is. And you still gonna lose.
Who are these niggas?
Because I know it ain't nothing but bullshit.
It's the 7th grade, so you
Who are
about
these
to lose
niggas?
the argument to a dude who ain't go past the 7th grade.
I know you better have made it past the 7th grade, or I'm gonna stop talking to you, dumbass nigga.
No, I never went past the 7th grade for what?
Yeah,
I'm a goddamn barber. I ain't need all that.
I know, but just stop telling people that shit with pride. Just keep cutting hair. Keep going, bro. He graduated high school, bro.
Who are these
college.
niggas?
I don't know. 7th grade, I can't fuck with you. Can't fuck with you. You're autodidact at that point. This nigga self-taught at that point.
I'm definitely an autodidact.
You can't even spell barber.
If Nilly Fuller can get, if Nilly can do it.
My friend, stop talking.
Stop when you get us in a whole other fucking war.
And you can't even be honest about. Wait,
for what? What's the point?
But you can't even be honest about the last grade that you was.
I got a master's degree, Reggie. Now, so
hold
now
on,
what?
Reggie. Before you say anything, Reggie, give me a second.
Because I know it ain't nothing but bullshit.
I got a master's degree, Reggie.
Who are these niggas?
You ain't got no fucking master's.
I got a master's degree.
No, you ain't got that.
I never wanted to tell y'all this shit because I didn't want to use my education against y'all. But I actually have a master's degree in Near Eastern studies. Actually. So,
and
yourself.
And you got a master's degree in Near Eastern tapers.
Yeah, that nigga. That nigga.
Reggie. So now you know you fucking with Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie.
So now
I don't even know why you talking to him. That nigga's crazy. He's insane.
So now you know who you fucking with. Tread lightly, my nigga. You feel me? I got a master's degree in Near Eastern studies. So what do you want to do with this?
Hey, Reggie.
Talk about Dr. Bennigan.
No, I don't want to.
Don't ever talk about Dr. Yosef Ben Jokanan again.
Why not?
Hey, Reggie, does this make sense? Let me add a little bit to the conversation. So it says, but the text, because that is an interesting question he's asking though. It says ancient Egypt was hyper-agricultural. It says their entire wealth, political order, and even religion were structured around the Nile flood, planting and harvest. They depended on grain. So you would expect their text to be full of farm talk. But it says that the texts that we have are not farm manuals. What survives best is stone inscriptions and some papyri. These texts are overwhelmingly religious, funerary, or elite focused. Agricultural details don't always make it into this genre because the elite didn't record their daily farm work on stone. They recorded theology and cosmic order. So Egypt was absolutely agricultural, this is true, but their surviving literary corpus doesn't look like a farmer's notebook. It looks like the worldview of a ruling class who thought more about eternity than irrigation canals.
Well, I disagree.
He disagreed.
Yeah, I disagree because it was largely both pastoral and agricultural. So you have to account for the millions and millions of cattle, right, in in the corpus. So you have to account for the cattle, and they were a cattle culture. Norma, he ain't got
What
no
do you
corn.
disagree with, though, Reggie? What do you disagree
Norma
with?
ain't got no corn tail. Norma got a bull tail, right? Look at the iconography. It's all
But what do you disagree with is what I'm asking.
Oh, I
Brad.
disagree.
Yeah, with the hyper agricultural.
Okay, with the hyper agricultural. Okay.
That's all.
Okay. But what about the rest of it that the text would be from the elites who aren't putting down information about that?
I don't. I dismiss. What's the source for that?
I'll get you a source now.
See, yeah. How can I say that didn't come from a source? Didn't come from no PhD. I doubt that. I think that is just common Egyptology talk, popular Egyptology, because they don't deal with the cattle culture. Cattle cultures from Nabta Playa, all through the Wadis, all through previous North Africa. Cattle culture is big in all the periods.
Kemet wouldn't mean
A seventh grade education.
Kemet wouldn't mean people. Kemet wouldn't mean people. It would mean the goddamn land. It would mean the land. And when you're talking about the people, the people would be called remnant. The people are called
remnant. Let me give you the source.
The people are called remnant. And if they're talking about the people of that land, it would have been remnant in Kemet or some shit like that. Meaning the people of Kemet, the people of the black land. That's how you would have put
right.
that.
I mean, like, what do we?
And Sean and them taught that, and Wu-Jai and them taught that 6-7 years ago. They taught that 6 or 7 years ago. That was fundamental.
Who cites them for anything?
You're right, but they taught. Was they wrong?
Turned into a owl.
Yeah. Was they wrong?
That was like a perfect rendition of an owl.
You saying that? So anybody can look this up.
Oh,
Put it in Chat GPT, RMT NKMT, and ask what does that mean in ancient Egyptian? And I bet you it
means citizens of the place named Kemet.
Right.
You're making Kemet mean black land. You just got some great education.
Hey, real quick, hey Reggie, so that source, I looked that up for you, Chef. Give me a second. But I just looked up the source. So it says Egyptologists have written about the silent chef is referring to. It says John Baines and Malik in the Atlas of Ancient Egypt in 1980. It says the documentary record is heavily biased towards religious and funerary texts. Few records of daily life, such as farming techniques, survive. Most of what is known of agriculture comes from tomb scenes and papyri. Gardner said the same thing. James P. Allen said the same thing. And Barry Kemp says, our view of agriculture is largely archaeological and pictorial. The Egyptians themselves did not preserve farming manuals, nor did they describe their methods in writing, despite the overwhelming role of agriculture in their economy. So this is coming from the leading Egyptologists in the field.
Yeah, I know, but you read somebody referring to it. What did John Baines say?
John Baines was the first person. John Baines and Yaramir Malik, Atlas of Ancient Egypt, 1980. The documentary record is heavily biased towards religious and funerary texts. Few records of
Right.
daily life, such as farming techniques, survive. Most of what is known of agriculture comes from tomb scenes and occasional administrative papyri.
Okay, so it's not there.
Right.
It's
So,
not there. It's so assumption.
no,
Not
okay,
there.
okay. So, the word remit, well, the word RMT, well, it agrees with Chef though.
No,
That's all I was trying to say.
no, wait. But the listen, the goddamn agriculture, the principal crops for them was cereals, emmer, and wheat. That can't
Okay.
that got to be mixed with something. You can't live on cereal, emmer, and wheat, right?
Oh no, no.
Like,
Oh, are you trying to say I'm saying that the cattle wasn't major? No, they agree with you that the cattle was in there. I think they're putting the cattle into the agriculture, to be honest. But I don't.
right.
I don't
So
think they're
let's
saying it's not cattle. I don't think they're saying that. Yeah, I
right.
think they agree with
So
you. I think they agree with you also. I'm saying they agree with Chef in the fact that it is heavily agricultural. I think they put the cattle inside of that. I can look that up too. But the reason, he's just the reason why they don't. I'm answering Chef's question. He said it's insane that they don't have a lot of agricultural text. And I'm saying that that's why they didn't record a lot of the agricultural stuff. It was mainly the elites recording their day-to-day stuff, and they weren't doing the agriculture. And I also agree
well,
with you
I
that
don't I
cattle
don't
right along with it.
necessarily. Well, you know what? This is a whole kind of another show.
Yeah.
Agriculture, because we can go into the Vizier records. These are the people who maintain the lands for the king, and we can look and see what they say, right? And so there are great Vizier records that talk about mining, cattle, uh, uh, food. It is in a record, right? It is in a record because we can go to the so that's a whole nother story. I'm
I
not.
don't think they're saying it's not in there at all. I'm just saying
But
based
I'm
on
just
the
saying.
abundance. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's
I'm just
saying
saying
it's not at all.
you're pulling from a seventh grader, right? You're pulling. I mean, please.
Oh shit, that is hilarious. Okay, hold on.
You're pulling from his
Yeah.
points. Isn't it? He's out of here. He done ruined
Oh,
himself.
Hey, Brad, look, right? Here's the
yeah,
point, right? In the text
yeah.
corpus, you have references to the black people being referred to or being analogous with Osiris's eye or his pupil,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
You have
Yes.
numerous references to the Nile. They deify the Nile in the form of a god called Happy, right?
Yes.
That's all through the text corpus, right? Now, if they venerated the land to that degree, the soil, the silt, whatever you want to call it, to the degree where they would literally name their state after it, I just cannot envision there not being any form of reference. That means there's a level of reverence that they hold for the soil itself. You feel me? So I
Mhm.
just can't see how in that context there's no reference in the text corpus at all with soil being revered for its rich color and all of that shit. Like it's
It
not
is.
there.
It is.
No,
It
it
is.
is, but that's my
And that's
point.
not the
Okay, so
question that he asked.
Yeah. My point is
so
not
wait, why
whether
don't
it's in
is
there
it
at all. That's not my question. My
Haskell?
question is why they don't do it as much if they're
Well,
so
Haskell.
focused
Well, I'm
on
trying to answer
agriculture
the
and stuff.
question.
Okay, good.
The word Kim is just not the color black. It's the sacred or venerated black. What this culture does is venerating venerating black, right? Now people are trying to now say why is black being venerated? It's not the question of the soil because there's no veneration for the black soil. You
That's
don't
what
even
I'm
have a name
saying.
for the black
That's my
soil,
point.
right?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
No, if you go look up the hymn to the Nile, right, you can get all of the references of all of that right in that goddamn hymn.
I was the one who gave you the hymn to the Nile.
Right. So
You talking to the
exactly. Exactly. So I don't even know what you're saying right now because
right
you
because I
gave me the
disagree
hymn to
with
the
you,
Nile.
seventh grader. Yo, you still got
He
your
ain't gonna,
uniform?
But chef, it's
he ain't gonna
called a
let
hymn
y'all
to
go
the
second
Nile,
shift.
not the hymn to the soil.
No, but it's talking about agriculture and all of that. What the Nile brings to the land, all
The
of that.
river
There's
Happy is
yeah,
venerating
yeah,
Happy.
yes, and what it does, like for agriculture and everything, like.
Right. What Happy does for agriculture.
But it's all talking about the same thing. Are y'all crazy? Do you think they just were in the river just because it's wet? Are y'all nuts? It
No,
got
because it's a lifeblood of their civilization.
yes.
Right, but that's not the same thing as venerating black soil. Where's the black
No,
soil
no,
stuff?
I'm saying it all goes. Listen,
Nah, we're not
you
playing that
just
game.
don't take one thing. Yeah, that's because y'all trying to win an argument that y'all already done set up. But you got to look at the shit in totality, right?
No, you
But
want
if I
to
say,
interpret. You're
listen,
interpreting shit, and
just
we're looking
because
at
I
the data.
love the rims on
Look,
my
this is
car,
good.
don't mean
I'm
that I
gonna.
don't like everything else
Hey,
about
this
my
is a
car.
good show.
You feel me?
This is a good show. I'm gonna leave. I want to thank everybody that
You're welcome.
Hey, you
not
earned your
you.
cash app today, Reggie, because you dropped the bombshell.
He earned a PayPal. What's your PayPal?
Rap marketing and hotmail.com.
I'm not
I'm not
paying that man the cash. I mean,
Cash
If
for the
you don't
logic.
got PayPal, you ain't getting no
Cash
bread
for the
from me.
logic. Thank you so much. Who else? Who else?
I don't respect
Who else?
nobody who don't got a PayPal set up. You feel me? That means you ain't serious about your business.
I got PayPal.
too funny.
I got PayPal. I just don't
No,
have
that's not. You're not. That's a separate joke.
Yeah, put your PayPal in. We gonna look out for you. You feel me?
Well, hey, listen. I think that you have a few shows that you can chop up on this, and listen. I'm gonna take my hat off to Haskel because he did a lot of heavy lifting for me.
Oh my God. That's your new partner.
Escalade did shit.
You
No,
do
Haskell fuck
everything.
around and cuss you out in 2 days.
Hey,
Haskell
Magi Arches.
Haskell
Hey,
fuck around and
Chef.
cuss you out
has been
in 2 days
disagreeing.
from now. Don't team up with Haskell, bro. He'll
Magi
cuss you out.
Arches. Arrows up.
But Haskell, if he has the evidence, he can work with the evidence, and his grammar in English is far superior than our fucking American.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. He caught that Greek shit. Now that I will say, the fact that Haskell caught that Greek, that was a good one.
Nigga got lucky.
That was a good one. I don't think. Hey, on the playback, it ain't gonna look like luck.
Hey, Chef, I was just about to say.
Yeah, on the playback.
Hey, you're a real nigga. Don't let.
Hey, look. On the playback, this shit don't look good, Chef. That's all I'm saying. On the playback, this thing
I
gonna
don't
look good.
care about that.
Hey,
But
look,
I'm
hey,
not gonna
Brad.
let Haskell. I'm not gonna let Haskell act like he can hit that half-point 3-point shot.
He hit the
Every time
half.
he come down the court.
Hey,
That
this
is
was
not
definitely
a part of his skill set.
This was
The nigga got
definitely
lucky.
Ray
got
Allen, Game 6,
Hey.
Spurs Heat, nigga. This was Ray Allen, Game 6, Spurs Heat. That was a good one.
Exceptional chef friend.
Brass, stop putting a battery in this nigga's back.
Hey,
Hey,
listen,
look.
I
Brad.
recorded it. This shit is good.
Hey,
It's good
Brass
shit.
and
I'm gonna
Smalls.
send them the recording.
Hey, Brass and Smalls. Check this out, right? Check this out, Brass and Smalls, right? One night I was on a panel with Chef, Gullah, and I can't remember the other people, right? And I was swearing up and down. I'm defending Ivan Van Sertima with all my heart, 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in. I'm battling, right? And my contention was that in the Spanish record that there was an attestation that said that they took spears that they got in the New World, right, in North America. They sent them back to Spain, and when the metallurgist did the breakdown on the tip of the spears, that it had the same components in the same ratios as the spears they would have like in Ghana and shit, right? And I was swearing up and down, no, I'd say it in the thing and da da da. And Gullah came on and he got the primary and he showed that in the primary it don't say that. And what I had to do, Brass, I had to say that. I was
think
wrong.
what channel?
I think we was on Chef shit. Yeah, we was on Chef shit. But the point is, dog, sometimes you go out there on a limb. Sometimes that you're confident about shit, and you just dead wrong. Like it's gonna
Right.
happen, nigga. It's like a nigga who say he undefeated. I ain't never lost a fight, and then you find out he fought 5 bums in his neighborhood. Of course, you ain't lose no fucking fight, nigga. But if you fight 50 fights, like if you on the panel all the time and you battling and you going back and forth and you know you having opinions on a bunch of, you gonna get caught out the every now and then, man. It's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, I know. Like
It's gonna happen, bro.
if you've been fighting and fighting, you probably fuck around and think you could kill a gorilla too, right?
Hey, but Mike thought he could fight a was that Mike saying let him in there with the gorilla and shit back in the day? He said he asked the caretaker to let him in there. I think it was with a gorilla or some shit. So yeah, niggas can delude themselves into thinking they could fucking fight a gorilla.
But in other words, what you're saying though, Haskell, is if you take L, you'll admit it, you'll look at the information, you'll like because it's one thing
Bro,
for a nigga
you
to
got
take an
Cash App
L.
yet, bro? You got Cash App yet, Small? You can't even admit that you need Cash App. You trying to clean up what Haskell saying. Did you
No,
download Cash App?
wait. I the entire time I had a Cash App. I
Yeah,
don't
Cash
like
App.
to use it.
So
I
why
don't
not?
like to use that shit.
Why?
Well, because I thought it was like bad, but I'm learning now like it's not.
Because it
Okay.
has a reputation for being more compromisable
Yeah.
than other
Right.
platforms, bro.
Yeah. Y'all each other's translators. That's hilarious. But hold on, real quick. So to Chef, and then I'm gonna source it for what Chef said. And thanks, brother Reggie. Y'all said something to the Cash App. That's the logic. RMT means man, person, human being, people. KMT means Egypt, the black land. Literally, the black feminine refers to the dark soil of the Nile Valley, contrasted with Deseret, I'm assuming, the red land.
Deseret, yeah.
It says in would be the genitival preposition of. So it says Remit and Kemet, RMT and KMT equals the people of Kemet, meaning the Egyptians. It is not a racial term, not black people, but a political ethnic one, the people belonging to the land called Kemet. And that's sourced.
Yeah. Y'all niggas deal with that.
Yeah, that's
I want to say, I'd love to come back on another show.
Yeah, we could do that. We could have that conversation again.
Right. So that would be great. Thank you all, everybody that donated in Cash App and PayPal. I appreciate that. And I think we got something done today.
Yeah, and this will be live too. So I mean, I'm gonna put this up, and I'll put your Cash App in the. I'll pin your Cash App, so that way in the chat when it plays live, it'll play. You know.
And again, Reggie, I don't care how bad niggas clown me in which method I do it, but I'll be sending you something because I appreciate what you do. So
Hey Reggie, so since I'm calling Texas, yeah, this is too much glazing cat for me. So Reggie, do me a favor. So when he sends you a PayPal, do me a favor, just let me know. Just do me a favor. But if he don't send you a PayPal, I know you got to go check your word processor or whatever you got your PayPal on. Just whatever when he does send it or don't send it, just let me know because I think he's capping. I definitely think he's capping. But go ahead.
But I appreciate you. Okay, good day. I actually have a meeting with a plaintiff at 7:00. I got
to do that shit right now. Like,
yeah, he's guilty. He's definitely guilty.
No.
The guy's guilty. See you later, bro.
I can tell this was a fun chat today. I can tell that y'all had a good time up here.
Yeah, I found out that Chris Harris hates fat people. That's one. Two, I found out that I can't read for some reason. And Haskel can read. So I wasn't here, but I was here just long enough to find that out.
And tether education is superior to FBA education. Let's not forget that.
I've always said that though.
Let's not leave that part out.
Y'all learn the King's English. We just learn whatever we learn, but y'all learn King's English. So I've always said that.
And we all take L's. That's another one too. If
Oh
you
wait,
if
wait.
you
But we all
Who
can't
didn't?
admit. We all can't admit when we take L's either, Haskell. Definitely can do that.
Hey, but see, that's a secret,
Who
Brad.
didn't think that us ladder pullers had the advantage? Wait, who was arguing?
Nah,
Who
yeah,
was
but that's
arguing that?
the King's English is definitely superior to our English. That ain't even a debate.
Yeah.
That ain't
You know
even
what
a
I'm
debate.
saying? I just be tripping me out because I be watching what's the name channel all the time. Smalls. What the name is? Unbiased. I be watching his shit. Yeah.
Okay.
He full FBA, full FBA. Like nigga, y'all tethers, nigga, you taking our shit, and so I be I be watching his shit a lot, dog.
He ain't been live in a while.
He go live like every day.
Nah, he ain't been live from what I seen. Or he
Nah,
must
he
take
got
it down.
He got another channel. It's called FBA News and Updates.
Okay, that's why.
He's in his
That's why,
full pre-dynastic glaze period. That is wild as hell.
Yeah, bro. Because I stopped paying attention to that
Bro,
nigga a
that's the
long
name
time
of his
ago.
channel?
I ain't gonna lie.
That's the name of the channel now, dog.
Damn.
Hey, if you go in hold on, if you go in the chat, it's like Abo City, nigga. Arrows and feathers everywhere, nigga.
That nigga is a
here.
Tariqian. He is a Tariqian.
Yeah. I gave up on that nigga a long time ago. I have not paid attention. So I'll go check it out though. Haskell,
What's
now that you
wild is
mentioned
his
it.
name was unbiased. He's supposed to be unbiased. That nigga is
Right.
clearly biased.
Right.
He is definitely biased. That's his new name. Unquestionably biased. Damn.
Nah, that shit funny though, man. But
I got a show with a
man.
That is
I got a show with a
hilarious.
more. I got a show with a more this week, Haskell. That shit gonna be fun. I got a show with a more. He wants to do some content. Yeah. He's FBA. Brother, when I tell you it was just I talked to him for 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, this is a show. His name is, you might know him. His name is what the fuck is his name? Malik Malik Bey, I think that's his name. Malik Bey.
That sound familiar. That name sound familiar.
Chef said it sound familiar too. I'm like, I know I done talked to him.
Yeah, I think he came on before and twisted me all the fuck up on some wild ass shit.
You know what?
Next week after Labor Day.
You know what though? I've never gotten Haskell's opinion on and perhaps someone else has, but I haven't. What? What's your opinion on the FBA bullshit, bro? Like, I shouldn't even.
Did you say FBA bullshit?
Yeah, I shouldn't even preface it like that. Like, what's your?
You know what I realized? You know what I realized? Because I remember I had went on Unbiased channel one time to dispute like Garvey being a scammer or whatever.
Yeah, he was a scammer. That's clear.
Yeah,
I actually know he wasn't, but
he was.
He wasn't. But
wait a minute. Wait a minute. We might not need you to say anything further.
Hey, we could do a show on that too. Because guess what? I'll be able to present the evidence that I never got to present on his channel. But what I was gonna say is, I'm trying to show the exculpatory evidence, right? And he just talking over me like. So that's when I realized that this shit ain't about no information or what's wrong or right. It's like once the people done gathered up and got their pitchforks and they tiki torches, the point of like discussion and argument, that part is over with. They need blood right now. You feel me? So that's what I realized. Like, yeah. I see. You know what? I see what this is, and for the most part, it's on the internet, man. Because it ain't no people in real life, running around. Oh, we FBA and y'all tethers, and you know what I'm saying? It's a very niche discussion on the internet. Yeah. So I just look at it like that.
Wait a minute. That's an interesting insight you just made. So you said that this FBA and ADOS, I'm gonna throw them all in there. This is all basically just people on the internet and not in real life.
The same
No,
way
not in
with
the
Yeah,
Magi
I don't know
auctions
about
and
that.
Hold on, Chef. But
Magi
that doesn't
is not
apply
the
to.
same as
Hold on,
FBA.
that doesn't apply. That doesn't apply to ADOS. That doesn't apply to ADOS because ADOS has made it very clear from day one that they're an advocacy group, and they have more
Okay.
than enough evidence of the advocacy they're doing, working on Capitol Hill, proposing bills, working with economists, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna fight you on that.
But with FBA, it's purely ideological, and it's really just a couple dudes on the internet just
Okay.
letting diaspora and Africans know that hey, we're better than you. And you know what?
Yeah.
I remember watching Patrice O'Neal. He did a bit where he talked about, yo, we need to lean into that as Americans. Like, yeah, we're better than you, nigga. And what? So me being in
I can't
America 30
argue with
years,
that.
I get it. That's some American shit. It is what it like, nigga, we better than you, nigga. We could fuck you up in the military shit.
Mm-hmm.
We dominate the Olympics, right? You know what I'm saying? Economically, we like one of the top motherfuckers. So that kind of that bravado, that American, that's just some American shit. Like Americans love telling other people that they better than them, and that's white
Yeah, but
Americans.
we got facts around our numbers. What is FBA's facts around what they've accomplished to say that?
Hey, that's a hell of a question. But what they will tell you
that don't
is,
even make
Brad.
sense. That don't even make sense. Because
No,
in that if he's saying that's an
Why
American
did
thing,
Haskel understand it?
no, I don't. Because if he's saying that that's an American thing, that's what Americans do, then how did you separate FBA from other Americans?
Because America
that makes
America
no
is a
it's American.
right. But America is a country that is number one GDP for umpteen decades, damn near. So I'm saying FBA is definitely trying to separate themselves from America.
No,
so
they're not.
looking at
No, they're not.
themselves.
They're not, Brad. Yeah, they're not, Brad. You messing that up, Brad.
Hold on.
Yeah, you messing that up. You messing that up, Brad.
Yeah. Give me a second.
What FBA is saying is that their ancestors is labor and ingenuity is the linchpin for America being currently number one in GDP. That's what FBA is saying.
Oh, so they're saying America is number one, but their arrogance comes from the reason why y'all number one is because we built this for free, and that would be the FBAs that built it.
That's what Tariq.
We built it never that we weren't a part of it.
Yeah, you're not FBA. You was Pan African less than 24 hours ago. So you FBA now,
nigga.
like y'all get like my memory. Like I'll agree. Like Chef.
Who you asking, Brad?
No, he's because he said we. See, I listen, Haskel. I listen and I do judge.
Who said that? Brass?
No, Small said we.
Oh, okay.
And yesterday, the nigga said we. So this nigga is everything. He's essentially everything. See?
He's killing me for something else. Ask no.
So my problem.
Your point is good though. That's a good point, Chef. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, and I always make the point is when I walk by the Hebrew Israelites, right, and they're giving their spiel, I know they talking about me. Now I might not agree with their nomenclature, right, or the whole history about, you know what I mean, where the fuck we came from. But I know that whatever history they talking about me. You dig what I'm saying? If I walk past the Nation of Islam niggas and they talking about the Asiatic black man, I might not agree with that. But I know he's talking about me.
Yeah, he's referring to you.
I get it. Right.
I get it.
Just because his education is fucked up don't mean that I don't know who the fuck they talking about. And if they say, yo, if they talk about trying to say, yeah. So if that's the case, like we always knew this. If I walk past some more Americans and they talking their shit, I know they talking about me. I can sit and listen to them and get the relevancy of what the fuck they saying. You dig what I'm saying? A Hebrew, anybody, any black group. I know they
Yeah.
talking about me. So when the FBA is talking about our history, this, that, and the third, I know they talking about me. I don't have to agree with everything that's coming out their mouth. And I'm not gonna say, yo, they ain't got that part right. Y'all niggas just deny the whole thing. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I don't get it.
See, you know what?
Let
You
me
know
ask
what?
you a question when it
Now,
comes to that, though.
okay, go ahead.
Now when we went to the website that time, show. I don't know if you remember that show.
I remember.
Now, when you do say they talking about us,
Mm-hmm.
what was your argument for? Remember, there was like the 3 classifications or something to what an FBA was, and one of them was ABBA, wasn't it?
Yeah,
One
and I
of them
said I
was
don't
ABBA.
agree with
Yeah.
that.
So you just agree with the
Chef,
part of
you
the
putting a nigga
classification.
tight spot.
No, I'm saying you agree with the classification that fits you, and whatever don't necessarily fit you, pause. You just kind of like
I
just say, well,
say
they're
they
not
wrong.
talking about me right there,
No,
but they
no,
are
they
talking about me in that other.
they're talking about me, but they're wrong right there. The same way I can point out when Farrakhan is talking about us, I know he's talking about us. Now his reference and his naming, we can get that all twisted up. But I know he's talking about black people in America.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all
When he's
missing
when he
that?
say
Like,
Asiatic black man, he know what he know what he
yeah.
referring to. Is basically what he's saying.
I've never seen nobody start arguing with Farrakhan saying he ain't talking about me, he ain't talking about black people. I've never
But
seen that.
I don't think Brass disagree with that, right?
No,
Because
I'm not.
Brass,
Yeah, no,
you
I'm
don't
not
disagree because
disagreeing
you
with
know
that. No,
FBA,
I'm
you
not
know
disagreeing with that.
FBA, you know the group who FBA refers to. He knows.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. No. That's not my argument. My argument, Haskel, that day was, I hate the way I say was. My argument that day was, when we looked up the actual website, the Foundational Black American website, and the
Apple part.
there was
But it
3
says
things. It was like one was like pilgrims or
the
some
slave
shit.
trade.
Hold
Yeah,
on, let me look this shit up.
one was a slave trade. The other was the people who are always here, and then the
Yeah,
other was some other thing. But what
right.
Chef is saying is, okay, he would be the people who came with the slave trade.
And they're just
And
wrong
he just,
about the other shit.
yeah, he just said the Apple
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit
Okay.
wrong.
See, my thing is, I guess I'm a little more technical. When you say that's, I picture it kind of like, I guess, childish in a way, where it'd be a person yelling in front of all of us standing in a group, and they're like, "Yeah, we're FBA," and then the motherfuckers say the thing that I agree with. Yeah, I'm with that shit. And then when he yell out "Abo," I'll leave.
Yeah,
because it's like I don't want nothing to do with this shit now.
but
now y'all niggas bugging out, and I don't want my
but I
name
I
but there's so
associated
many
with this.
groups that believe that though.
No, I know, Chef. I know. I'm just saying the kind of person that I am. I could see Chef's point that I'm gonna take was correct about me. They talking about me, and they just wrong about everything else. I'm just saying before I would put my name in front of something like that, or in part of something like that, it would be very difficult when they said, well, what about this Abo shit? And I'd be like, yeah, they just fucked up right there. Me, I would just wouldn't call myself FBA.
Right, but the Moorish Science Temple been around since like 1913, right?
Mm-hmm.
That existed way before some FBA. The goddamn Hebrew Israelites existed way before FBA, and they all have reference in their 12 tribe chart of motherfuckers already being here. Our people already being here. You dig what I'm saying? So the FBA ain't make that part up. You dig what I'm saying? It was always black people, well, for the last 100 years, who has been making some loose reference to black people, some black people already being here. So we need to go back and clean all of them up. But if I ain't going back cleaning all of them up and I accept the parts that they get right, then I'm gonna do the same thing for them for the most part. Like that would be crazy. You know what I mean? To just point them out and say, "Oh, y'all wrong right here." Of course they wrong right there. You think what I'm saying? Of course they don't know what the fuck they talking about right there. But when they talk about
in
those
other
people,
words,
go ahead.
In other words, either you go clean it all up, or you gonna leave it the fuck alone. Right?
Yeah, I don't see why they get the brunt of the motherfuckers who's just all wrong when, you know what I mean? All of our organizations, when, you know what I mean? And then they get it on.
Right.
Like, Van Serta, man, them made whole books and had careers spewing that shit to us. You dig what I'm saying? So, man, it's a lot of cleaning up got to get done. Professor Small came on the channel and said the same shit and ain't getting no pushback. So
when he thought a lot, was that
That
when
was
he thought a lot?
that was
Yeah.
Logic's fault. That was
Yeah,
Logic's fault. But anyway,
Nah, Logic, that's the
Logic.
Logic was still in his elder phase at that point.
Yeah, he was in his Baba. He was
Yeah,
on his
yeah, he was definitely Baba. He was definitely
yeah, he
Baba
was in his
Smalls that
Baba.
day. He was definitely Baba Smalls that day, no question, bro. Hey, yo, you watched the show. By the way, Micah Parsons just got traded to the Green Bay Packers.
Good for him, man. Hope
Yeah,
he
I'm
get
glad he
paid.
got his money. Fuck Jerry Jones.
say it again, please.
Micah Parsons just got traded to the Green Bay Packers.
No, I was talking about
they traded their best player?
Yeah, because he wanted his fucking money, and they decided they didn't want to pay him. So now he's gonna go to the Packers. They crazy as hell.
That's the most racist fucking team in the fucking league. That is crazy.
I always say to everybody, people always say I'm petty for saying this, Chef, but there's definitely a clear picture of Jerry Jones yelling at the black women going to school in Arkansas. No question.
Wait. He went to the Cowboys? Is that what you're saying?
No, y'all think I'm joking about Jerry Jones? There's an actual picture of this motherfucker as a youth in the crowd.
The Arkansas, what's that? The Arkansas 5?
Yeah, when they was trying to get to school. Yep, Jerry Jones, young ass was sitting young racist ass was sitting right there. And then they tried to tell me, man, fuck them niggas. Them niggas tried to tell me that he wasn't being racist. How do we know he was being racist when he wasn't just there? I said, you niggas, man.
That must have been some deep.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't deep. This point is neither here nor there. But no, he went to the Green Bay Packers. Also, y'all know they opened up federal charges on them black cops for Tyree Nichols, right? Because they got acquitted by the state, so the feds picked that shit up, and they just charged them niggas.
Good, because I don't know how they got acquitted off that shit. That was some bullshit.
That was some bullshit. Yo, that was one of the worst. You ever read a case, Haskel, where you get mad that the more you read it, you just like, I don't understand how these motherfuckers get with this shit.
Memphis is one of those. God. Memphis is one of those places, though. It's just a mess.
Yeah,
just a mess all the way around.
Memphis is crazy. Oh, Haskell, did you see Young Dolph's shirt? You saw how they released the shirt from his autopsy?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Oh my god, bro! It looked like a cartoon. You know, them cartoons with shirts with all the holes in them. Where they try to show you, bro, his shirt had like 30-something holes in it.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I think they hit him with a Draco. I think.
Yeah, they opened up a switch. They caught him at a switch close range.
You see, at a goddamn
That's terrible.
You see, and what's funny about this? I just got into a not quite an argument, but a disagreement with the OG out here in California because I was talking about how. Like I actually have my my caricature out here in California, right? But it doesn't. First of all, it's hard to get, and second of all,
come on, bring it home. None of us know what you're talking about. Bring it home.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because you cannot defend. You cannot defend yourself in California, and so when I see those I don't know what to make of that because in the state where you can defend yourself, I just got into an argument. Yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't have to even be as like for instance, I'm from North Carolina. That's not a stand your ground state, right? But our defense laws are way different from out here. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a standard.
I get
Yeah.
that.
So
Stand your ground is
uh,
anything. If you open, there's a video going around. I think it's in Florida, Haskell, where they a lady, a guy, she was picking up her food from like a place, and they called out the number, and the guy grabbed his food and her food and just walked the fuck off. So as
yeah,
she's going
see,
outside, like, you got my number, you got my food too. He's ignoring her. He gets in his car and closes the door. When she opens the door to his car, like, you got my food, the guy told her, this is a stand your ground state. I could have shot you for this. Now here's the crazy part. I looked it up. He wasn't fucking lying, bro. If you open somebody's car door, like that's considered a fucking
ooh,
threat. Like, that's a
Yeah,
yeah,
threat.
because it's kind of the castle doctrine that they
That
apply
is
to
crazy.
right,
cars.
right.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I don't want to live nowhere like
After
that.
he, yeah, yeah, I get
No,
you.
that's too. That's too easily abused, in my opinion.
But
That's
but
way
but
too
but here's
easily
the thing
abused.
though. Here's the thing though. Brass in my state, right?